Most distinguished colleagues, I've examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 3rd July 2025. Most distinguished colleagues, you may recall that between our last sitting and now, we had the news of the demise of our former president. And this is the first time we are sitting after the burial of our beloved president.
Order, please. Order, please. Honorable Falaki. Honorable Falaki.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. As I was saying, between the last sitting and today, our beloved president, former president, was buried. And this president was a president that respected the parliament, a president that prioritized the issues of the parliament, a friend of the parliament. Though we oversighted him, he respected us. Our bills were assented to by him, especially our people-oriented bills. Our requests for our constituents receive a hearing ear from the former president. Therefore, it behooves us to give him a 1-minute silence as a mark of respect before we start the business of the day. So may we rise for 1 minute silence for the former president. May the soul of our former president, President Muhammad Buhari, rest in perfect peace. Amen. Most distinguished colleagues, we have some announcements to make. We have in our midst members of Esako East Legislative Council, Edo State, who has come to observe proceedings today, and they are sitting at the gallery. May they rise for recognition. Let's put our hands together for them. You are welcome to the Parliament, the People's House. This is your house. Feel free to observe proceedings. You may now have your seat. We also have in our midst 102 residential trainees from Borno State, Northeast, who are here to observe plenary. May you rise for recognition. Let's put our hands together for them. This is the People's House. This is your house, where laws and policies are formed. We're happy to have you here. Feel free to observe how we do it. You are welcome. You may now have your seat. We also have in our midst students from Prime Path Kodo School. Please rise for recognition. We're happy to have you here. You are welcome. Let's put our hands together for these young people. Feel free to observe our proceedings and make yourself comfortable. You may now have your seat. We also have in our midst KB State Students Association. If you are here, please rise for recognition. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for KB students. This is your parliament. We are happy to have you here. Feel free to observe our proceedings and make yourself comfortable. You are welcome. You may now have your seat. We have a letter from the Presidency, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission on the submission of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission 2025 appropriation in line with the new funding arrangement approved by the National Economic Council. I'm pleased to forward a copy of Commission's 2025 budget proposal covering personnel, overhead, and capital expenditure in line with the new funding arrangement graciously approved by the National Economic Council at its 147th meeting held on December 12, 2024, which was the 9th meeting in 2024. As you are aware, the National Economic Council approved the allocation of 0.5% of non-oil federation revenue as direct funding to the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. This strategic funding arrangement aims to enhance the Commission's capacity to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities effectively. The enclosed appropriation reflects the Commission's planned programs and activities for the 2025 fiscal year. It is structured to support the efficient implementation of its core mandates, particularly in revenue monitoring, fiscal allocation, and the equitable distribution of Federation revenue across the three tiers of government. Given the foregoing, we respectfully request the Honorable Speaker, the members of Parliament to kindly facilitate the approval of the enclosed 2025 appropriation. The Commission remains fully committed to transparency, accountability, and excellence in fiscal governance, and appreciates the National Assembly's continued support and cooperation. Kindly find attached the Commission's 2024 Appropriation Act 2025 budget proposals in line with the new funding arrangement and programs. Please accept the assurances of my highest esteem and regards. MB Shehu, PhD, OFR, Chairman of RAMAC. The budget is hereby attached. The proposals are also attached, but we will not go through them. What we will do is to refer it to the relevant committee of the House that has the mandate of the House to look into this subject matter, and that is the Committee on Finance. So this letter is hereby referred to the Committee on Finance. This announcement is coming from the Chairman Committee on Rules and Business. This is addressed to all honorable members. The subject matter is on information regarding Senate listing of House bills. It's a call to the House of Representatives decision to suspend legislative actions on bills forwarded from the Senate for concurrence until the Senate begins to take actions on the House bills. The House Committee on Rules and Business has followed up on these and will report as follows. Number one, the Senate took 2 of our bills for first reading 8th July and 3 at Committee of the Whole same day. Number 2, that the Senate took another 2 of our bills at Committee of the Whole on the 9th of July, 2025. Number 3, that the 3 of our bills are slated for first reading and another 3 for Committee of the Whole during plenary today. The House Committee on Rules and Business will continue to monitor and reciprocate as requested by honorable members. This is another committee announcement coming from the Chairman Committee on Rules and Business, and its attention to relevant committee chairmen. And the subject matter is discharge of committees on referrals and bills pursuant to Order 18, Rule 11.5 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. You may wish to recall that legislative measures on bills and motions were referred to various committees of the House for legislative actions during the first and the second sections of the 10th Assembly. You may further note that many of the bills and motions are yet to be reported at committees contrary to the provisions of Order 18, Rule 11.5 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. Relevant committee chairmen are by this notice given additional 14 days within which to report out the bills and motions referred to their committee for legislative action or have such bills referred to the Committee of the Whole. Signed, Chairman Francis Wyfer. I would like to add, if you have any difficulty while your committee is not meeting up with this responsibility, please find time to meet with the leader of the House, or you can also channel such reports to my office, the office of the Deputy Speaker. This announcement is coming from Honorable Olufemi Adeleke Ugumbanwo. It's on the notice of death of His Royal Majesty Aleyoluwa Oba, Dr. Sikiru Kayode Adetona, GCON, 1934 to 2025. I write to inform the Right Honorable Speaker and the Honorable members of the passage to the ancestral home of His Royal Majesty Aleyoluwa Oba Dr. Sikiru Kayode Adetona, GCON Obabatu, the Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebuland. Aleyoluwa Oba Adetona, who ascended the throne in 1960 at the age of 26, ruled for 65 years. Thus became the nation's longest serving monarch until his death on Sunday, 13th of July, 2025. Oba Sikiru Adetona lived an exemplary life worthy of emulation. He loved his people, and he was so loved by his people. His character was exemplary, Kabiesi, loyalty and devotion to the cause he sincerely believed in was exceptional. His philanthropy was remarkable. He was a ruler of note, an uncommon Kabiesi who left a worthy legacy. Kabiesi's reign witnessed great and significant progress and development in Ijebuland. Obasikiru Adetona was a staunch believer in the cause of natural justice and fairness. He never hesitated to speak the truth to power. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I wish to humbly request that this honorable House observe a minute's silence in honor of late Oba Sikiru Adetona, and also send a condolence delegation to the family of the late famous ruler. Thank you. I remain yours faithfully, Honorable Olufemi Adeleke Olubanwo. Please may we rise for 1 minute silence for this great king who passed on to be with his ancestors. May the soul of our great king rest in perfect peace. The next announcement gladdens my heart, and I'll do it smiling. That is the announcement that is coming from Honorable Mark Udo Eshet, representing Uyo, Orwan, Nsitatai, Ibesigbo, Asotang Federal Constituency, who is also the Chairman, House Committee on Interparliamentary Relations. It reads as follows. Sir, notification of resignation from the People's Democratic Party. I write to formally notify you of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party.
Order, please.
To join the All Progressive Congress, APC. As a representative of Uyo, Orwan, Nsitatai, Ibesigbo, Asotan Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State, I had already tendered my resignation letter to my former party, the PDP. I had joined the APC.
Order, please.
Both at my ward level, the local government level, and the state level. This was after due consultation with my constituents. This position is due to irreconcilable crisis rocking the party PDP at the national level. Albeit I will continue to serve my constituents with dedication and integrity, and I look forward to working with my new party colleagues. Please be assured of my commitment to my duties as a lawmaker. This is signed by Representative Mark Udo Esen. I will give you 1 minute to say bye to your old party, and then no need.
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Are you accepting him?
Point of order.
Fully accepted. The members of APC.
Point of order.
The member who will grant you a point of order. The members of APC, we have a new baby in the house who has come to join us.
Point of order.
So you bring him for us to have a handshake with him. Makeshet.
Point of order.
What's your
Handshake,
point of
not
order,
necessary.
please?
Do I have the floor?
Leader, this is your South-South representative.
Order,
Mr.
please.
Speaker, do I have the floor?
Introduce him to the House. Yes, minority.
Do I have the floor?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues,
The leader of APC, welcome your brother.
Mr. Speaker, am I protected?
Yeah, you are protected. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, sir. I think they should all assume their seats, sir. Leader,
Chief, can you sit down? Hello, Chief, House Leader. Somebody has been recognized. Can you take your seat? House Leader,
House
Chief,
leader,
can you take your
the
seat?
rule is that once as a point of order, you sit down to listen. So go ahead.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues, for yielding the floor once more to me. My name is Kingsley Chinda. I represent Tobiabo Federal Constituency.
I hand you over to him.
Mr. Speaker, I hope I'm protected.
You are still protected. Go
Thank you,
ahead.
sir. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I still rise under constitutional point of order to ask that the presiding officer, Mr. Speaker, takes the proper step in line with the Constitution. However, I know and I am convinced that our brother Mark Eshet this morning, with very heavy heart, but with total submission to the will,
Are you a heart
to the
surgeon?
will of the political leadership in the state, has provoked the announcement. But however, I will still urge you, Mr. Speaker, as a defender of the Constitution and custodian of the laws of this country, sir, with the coat of arms behind you, to take the proper step in line with the Constitution. I leave it to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Well noted. Your observation, well noted.
Honorable colleagues, please be seated.
Balogu, honorable colleagues, any member with a petition to present to the House may please rise to do so. Yes, Honorable Kalizi.
Thank you, the People's Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakalus. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos Ochori Solo. Mr. Speaker, I have two worded petitions. One signed by Austin Ode on behalf of his son, and the petition for the release of my son, Maurice Joshua Ode, from unlawful detention by Nigeria Intelligence Agency since 13th day of March 2025. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the prayers are well written, and I go to the second one, signed by Mr. Lazarus Taffa. Mr. Speaker, the petition is addressed to you, seeking for your intervention of dismissal by Nigerian custom, unlawful dismissal by Nigerian custom. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the prayers are well engrafted in this petition, and I seek your leave and the leave of this House to lay this petition for your urgent intervention.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Any other petition? Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Tese Ubo. I represent Kwande Ushongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I bring a petition on behalf of Lady Grace Guwasin Ayo, who works with the Securities and Exchange Commission here in Abuja. Mr. Speaker, she is bringing a petition making an appeal for intervention regarding professional injustice and career obstruction at the Securities and Exchange
Dr. Adedayo, please.
Commission in
Dr. Adedayo.
Abuja. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I will lay this petition.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Rahim Tunjiolawi. I represent the highly industrious people of Women of Ekiti. I'm from Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, I have a petition from a constituent, Mr. Samuel Benga Olasanyide, from the NHIS register since 2011. The prayers are well stated in the petition, which the leave of this House, honorable Speaker, allow me to lay the petition.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Any other petition? Yes, Clement.
Thank you very much, my dear Speaker, my colleagues. My name is Clement Jimbo. I represent the very good people of Abak Etmekbu Ika Federal Constituency from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to lay a petition. The petitioner is by name Etem Iduriyin Anthony. And the petition is against the Nigerian Army, and it borders on the denial of statutory prescribed maternity leave, denial of a newborn baby the required medical treatment, discriminatory labor treatment, maltreatment, and unlawful dismissal from the Nigerian Army. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, dissatisfied with the ill treatment meted to her, she approached a court and obtained judgment. And the prayers are well prescribed in her petition. And she has equally approached this House to see to it that the Nigerian Army comply with the judgment of the court in her favor. With the leave of the House, may I tender the petition?
Leave is hereby granted. Please go ahead and tender the petition. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Munachimi Kechalos, a member representing Obiungwa Ugunabo Shoma Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to present a petition from the Aba Electricity Consumers Forum over the extortion and the crazy estimated bill by Aba Power Electric Limited. Prayers. The House is hereby urged to compel the National Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, to direct Aba Power to change the same thing other discos in Nigeria are charging against their latest increment of 200%. Urge the House on the public petition to visit Aba on fact-finding and forward the whole meeting from the electricity consumers and Aba Power. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, may I lay the petition signed by so many people, sir.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Any more petition? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Paul Gowon Haruna. I represent Basadikina Federal Constituency. I am from Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from a passionate Nigerian who is from my federal constituency of Kogi State against the Central Bank of Nigeria over the issue of unjust delay in honoring appointment and failure to communicate after 2 years. The petition is written by my constituent known as Amina Imikpi Ademu. She has several prayers here and they are well spelled out in the petition. Mr. Speaker, I beg your permission to submit it before the House, sir.
Leave is hereby granted. Please, you may lay your petition.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Abdulgani Wadele Ayuba is my name. I speak for and on behalf of Ali Mosho Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to seek the indulgence of this honorable to present this petition written by
Order, please.
group of investors, Nigerian investors, against the defunct Ikeja Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture for non-refund of investors' fund and return on their investment. I wish to humbly notify the House of the petition on the above subject matter written by concerned Nigerians and affected investors whose names and signatures are endorsed on the attached petition, seeking the intervention of this honorable House for redress against the alleged fraudulent investment scheme entirely crafted by some individuals which led to robbing innocent members of the public their hard-earned money, running to billions of naira. To define the belief of these concerned investors, Mr. Speaker, may I seek the title is just against the Ikeja Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Agriculture. It's the fund and is by a group of investors in Nigeria running to about 150. Mr. Speaker, I hereby crave the indulgence of this honorable to tender the petition. Thank you.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Yes.
Thank you, my Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Sesi Oluwaseun Wingan. I represent the people of Badagry Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to lay this petition before this Honorable House, signed by Abdul Hamid Bello on the petition on the alleged collusion, negligence, and failure of EFCC to investigate multiple fraud petitions against Property World Africa Network, P1, real estate company, while a whistleblower is criminally targeted and remanded. I seek the leave of the House to lay this petition. Thank you.
The leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Any other petition? All the petitions are hereby referred to Committee on Public Petition. Most distinguished colleagues, any member who has a matter of urgent public importance to present to the House may please rise to do so. Is Honorable Wase here?
Yes, sir.
Please, the floor is yours.
Order, please. Honorable colleague, please be seated.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase, Federal Constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I rise under Order 8, Rule 2 and 3 on a matter that is so urgent regarding the security situation in my constituency due to constant act of banditry, and I'm praying the House to give me the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, and the House to give me the opportunity to present the matter and suspend our rules to allow me to take the matter now, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to the first? Yes, Honorable Chinedu.
Thank you.
Chief, the aisle should be free.
Honorable Falake. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Right Honorable Comrade Chinedu Ogao, and I represent the good people of Ikwo and the South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the motion moved by one of our leaders that is very urgent to be heard. I hereby second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion that it is urgent enough to be heard now. Any seconder? Any seconder that is urgent enough to be heard now? My Amberari, yes, please. Go ahead. Deputy Chairman, Rules and Business.
My distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura. I represent the people of Godabawa and the Lela Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to second the second leg of the motion ably moved by my leader, Honorable Idris Wase. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours, Honorable Wase.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, once again, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Waseferi Constituency, Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, before I move my motion, I want to beg your leave and the leave of the House to appreciate you, to thank you, and to thank the Honorable Speaker for the wonderful representation during the demise of our President. You are there physically, you are the Federal Executive Council, and declared 5 days mourning. This is very unprecedented. We thank you, we appreciate you, and may God continue to guide and bless your own reign. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I rise to raise a motion on the urgent need for intervention on the escalating security in Wase and other affected areas in Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, the House is aware that Section 14(2)(b) of 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, provides that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Notes with grave concern the disturbing upsurge in the violent attack by heavily armed bandits across several communities in Wase and Kanabloko government areas of Plateau State, which have resulted in the loss of innocent lives, destruction of property, large-scale cattle rustling, abductions, and displacement of numerous families from their ancestral homes. Further notes that within the past 3 months, the communities of Dogonrua, Yuli, Kungurmi, Zak, Sabolai, Gajimbashad, Murai, Goram, Bunyum, Green, Tafawa, Gimbi, Bangalore, Safio, Kukawa, and Garga have suffered repeated attacks resulting in dozens of deaths, mass cattle rustling, abduction for ransom, widespread arson, and the near collapse of farming, mining, and other economic activities. Concerned that the perpetrators of these attacks operate with impunity from well-known forest enclave, namely Dusenzaki Forest, Komdoboro in Taraba State, Kukawa Forest in Kanam, and the Odare Reserve in Bashar, Wasego Golokogome area, which straddles several states and as base for launching race in Plateau and neighboring states. Also concerned that economic life in the affected areas have been paralyzed, farming activity has been abandoned. The once thriving Zurak mining hub is now inaccessible without military escort, and food security in the region is under severe threat. Cognizant of the urgent need for the coordinated aerial and and ground security operations to dislodge the criminal elements and restore peace and normalcy in the affected areas. Mindful of the humanitarian crisis triggered by the displacement of residents, many of whom are now taking refuge in neighboring communities under their dire conditions and urgent need for relief and resettlement support. Appreciate the efforts of the Nigerian Army, the Department of Security Service, the Nigerian Police Force, and local vigilante groups in responding to the crisis and coping further escalation. Informed of the unfortunate loss of several lives among security personnel and members of local vigilante groups in the course of confronting insurgents and defending the affected communities. Resolved to, 1, observe a minute silence in honor of the many innocent lives lost in the attack across the affected communities. Urge the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police Force, and the Department of State Security Service to deploy additional personnel to the affected communities in order to restore public confidence. Urge the Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and the Director General of the State Security Service to establish and sustain joint patrol operations in Yalum, Yuli, Gini, Garga, Kukawa, Gajimbashan, Murai, Guaram, Safio, Gimbi, Pinau, Bangalala, Company, ZAC, and Sabanlai, Axis, and to initiate immediate aerial surveillance and precision airstrikes and further deploy ground troops within the identified forest belt to flush out and neutralize the bandits. Urge the Inspector General of Police to establish an adequately equipped a mobile police base in Bashadu Wasilkogome area to ensure rapid response in emergency situations. Urge the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs through the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide urgent relief materials, shelter, and resettlement assistance to the displaced persons. Mandate the Committee on Defense, Army, Air Force, Police Affairs, Interior, Emergency and Disaster Preparedness, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance and to ensure implementation and compliance within this resolution, with these resolutions. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I so submit.
Thank you very much. I think it's a straightforward motion on security. I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Defense, Army, Air Force, Police Affairs, Interior, Emergency and Disaster Preparedness, as well as Committee on Legislative Compliance. Is Minority Leader in the House? If yes, the floor is yours for the next urgent public importance. Make it brief, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. Kingsley Chinda, I rise to urge and plead with this noble House to allow me and my colleagues that you sent to South Zone B, Calabar, to take this matter of urgent national importance, which has to do with the plight of students who actually came to the venue with placards to protest their situation and condition, having gone through education, having gone through their career. Then, in the University of Calabar, they are unable to proceed with their program. And if nothing is done within the next 3 days, they might be shut out completely. I would therefore plead and urge that we see this as a matter of urgency and one that is of national importance. I so move.
Any seconder to this? Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Barrister Muhammadu Bello Shehu, representing the people of Fege Federal Constituency I rise to second the first leg of this motion as ably moved by my brother and colleague, Honorable Shinda. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion that is urgent to be heard now, Chairman Public Petition.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. My name is Kwamoti Bitrus Lauri. I represent Jamsanuma Lamu, the Federal Constituency. I second the second leg of the motion has moved. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of the second leg of the motion that is urgent to be heard now, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours, Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, I will allow one of the co-sponsors, Dr. Ahmed Jaha, to take the motion, sir. Very grateful.
Leave is hereby granted. Jaha, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Ahmed Jaha Babao, Chibok Dambuwa Goza Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of the House, I would like to proceed and move the motion as earlier stated, that the House note with grave concern the ongoing academic crisis affecting over 300 dentistry students at the University of Calabar, Cross River State, following the refusal of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to induct graduates from the university's Faculty of Dentistry due to persistent over-admission beyond the council's approval annual quota of only 10 students as a result of provisional accreditation of the faculty. Further note that this situation has resulted in a complete academic standstill, with the university authorities recently directing all students in the Faculty of Dentistry across all levels to vacate campus indefinitely pending a resolution of the impasse. Aware that the students, some in their final year of training, have invested significant time, resources, psychological and emotional energy towards earning their Bachelor of Dental Surgery (BDS) degree, but now face devastating uncertainty, loss of career prospects, and psychological distress through a no fault of theirs. Also aware that the Vice Chancellor of the University has publicly acknowledged administrative failures in the over-enrollment process and has processed non-consensual remedies, including the redirection of students to other faculties or institutions, which many affected students strongly oppose. Cognizant of the role of the University Commission, NUC, the Federal Ministry of Education, and the MDCN in regulating program accreditation, students' intake, and professional standards, and of the need to safeguard the integrity of academic processes without sacrificing the futures of innocent students. Disturbed that unless urgent and coordinated action is taken, the education and professional aspiration of hundreds of young Nigerians will be unjustified, truncated, potentially triggering broader arrests, legal battles, and reputational damage to the Nigerian higher education system. So the House resolved as follows. 1, to call on University of Calabar to immediately halt the punitive measures affecting students and work collaboratively with stakeholders to implement equitable remedial solutions such as first induction plans, catch-up models, or facilitated transfers to accredited faculties in consultation with affected students. 2, urge the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to consider a temporary induction framework for eligible students based on competency and clinical exposure, which structural issues are being resolved. 3, urge the Federal Ministry of Education, in collaboration with National Universities Commission, NUC, and the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, MDCN, to conduct a thorough audit of the University of Calabar's Faculty of Dentistry, including admission records, infrastructure, and staffing, with a view to ameliorating the plight of the students of dentistry in the university. And finally, mandate the House Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, Health and Youth Development to investigate circumstances surrounding the over-enrollment, the role of the university officials, and the actions taken thus far, and to report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Distinguished members, I hereby move.
Thank you very much. Yes. I want Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamadori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion heavily moved by member representing Goza and Dambua, Chairman Insurance, Honorable Jaha. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You need to protect me, Chief Whip. I've actually done that. It's the clerk that. No, women affairs. Wait. Just hold on, Honorable Kafila. The seconding has been done by Honorable Maki, right? I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to relevant committees. Can we have Honorable Mohammed Mukhtar, Architect Mohammed Mukhtar? Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Architect Mohammed Mukhtar Zandan Kazauri, member representing Kazauri, Roni, Gwiwa Enkwashi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House to suspend our relevant rules and take up this matter of urgent public importance. On the urgent need for the USA, United States of America, to review her visa policy in light of Nigeria-US strategic partnership, I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Order, please. Any seconder to the first leg of the motion that is urgent? Yes. Deputy Chairman Ami.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogeo David Agada, member representing Oju Obi Federal Constituency. I'm from Benue State, the food basket of the nation, and a proud Igede son. I rise this morning to second the motion as heavily moved by my honorable colleagues. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Maki, please. Give him 1 minute. Thank you very much. Those in support of this first leg of the motion as moved and seconded, say aye. Say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion. Second leg, yes, Architect.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Architect Dr. Austin Asuma Chado. I represent Gwe East, Gwe West Federal Constituency of Benue State. I stand to second the second leg of the motion, ably moved by my professional colleague. I so second.
Oh no, I'm Honorable Maki, you are distracting the Speaker. Those in support of the second leg of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours now, Honorable Mukhtar.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the House notes with concern the decision by the United States Department of State on July 8, 2025 to shorten Nigerian non-immigrant visa validity from the existing 5-year multiple entry visa to a 3-month single entry visa. Further notes that the imposed 3 months single entry visa will inflict significant consequences across multiple spheres, including businesses constraints, academic disruption and diaspora, and family strain. Also notes that Nigeria seeks monthly remittances of $1 billion US via diaspora bonds, a strategic objective that will be compromised if travel becomes complicated or uncertain. Recalls that this decision comes despite the long-standing strategic and historic relationship between Nigeria and the United States, a relationship grounded in mutual respect, shared democratic values, robust bilateral cooperation, and people-to-people engagement. Recognizes the instrumental role played by the House through the Nigeria-United States Parliamentary Friendship Group in fostering legislative diplomacy between both countries, and its consistent engagements with U.S. counterparts and institutions in Washington, D.C., New York, Utah, and other jurisdictions, all in a bid to advance mutual understanding and policy cooperation. Aware that during the recent celebration of the U.S. Independence Day in Abuja, the Chairman Committee of the Nigeria-U.S. Parliamentary Friendship reaffirmed the deeply rooted friendship and historical ties between Nigeria and the United States. Also aware that Nigeria in the United States form one of the most educated, productive immigrant communities, making enormous contributions to America's healthcare, technology, academia, arts, entrepreneurship, and public service. Further disturbed that this policy shift undermines decades of goodwill, sacrifices, and bilateral efforts invested by both governments, legislature, and citizens to promote common democratic goals, fight terrorism, and deepen trade, education, and cultural exchange. Mindful that during the NUSPGF visit to the United States, discussions were held with U.S. Congress members, including Rep. Smith, U.S. Department officials, and policy institutions to clarify Nigeria's security challenges, combat religious and ethnic profiling, and urge removal of restrictions that unfairly punish over 200 million law-abiding Nigerian citizens for the isolated actors and non-state actors. Resolves: 1. Condemned in strong terms the decision by the United States government to downgrade Nigeria visa status without due consideration of the historical, strategic, and people-centric ties between both nations. Urge the United States Embassy in Nigeria and the United States Department of State to rescind the new visa policy decision and restore 5-year multiple entry visa regime previously granted to Nigerian citizens in spirit of mutual respect, equity, and reciprocity. Mandate the Nigeria United States Parliamentary Friendship Group to formally communicate the position of this Honorable House to the U.S. Congress, the U.S. Department of State, and the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, and to intensify bilateral legislative diplomacy for fairer immigration policies. Also mandate the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to engage the United States government diplomatically to prevent further erosion of relations and to protect the dignity and mobility of Nigerian citizens. Encourage continued dialogue between Nigerian and American institutions, governmental and non-governmental, to resolve concerns on security, human rights, and policy misperception that may hinder our shared democratic aspirations and economic progress. This House, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, This House must rise in the defense of ordinary Nigerians whose aspiration to study, work, or unite with family in the U.S. now
Order, please. Order, please. Let's avoid the hour. Let's avoid the hour, please.
Policy shift that neither reflects the friendship we have built with America nor the enormous contribution Nigerians make to American society. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. That was a well-written one and long as well. It's a straightforward motion, so I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Can they increase my volume, please? Let them increase the volume. It's not. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Please, let's avoid the aye. Avoid the aye, please. This motion is referred to Committee on Foreign Affairs. Honorable colleagues, we have a rule in our house, these people's house, and one of the rules is that you don't stand on the aisle. So obey the chief whip. When they ask you to leave the aisle, Nnoli, Honorable Nnoli, please have your seat. We want the aisle to be free. Oga Kelechi, please. Honorable Kelechi, please tell the honorable member to sit down, please. Thank you very much. Please, the rule of the House is that once we are in section, the aisle should be free. It should not be used as a discussion room, so that they will be heard in silence, please. It will prolong our sitting if we interrupt proceedings. Thank you. Honorable Emil Lemke Inyang, the floor is yours.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Dr. Emil Inyang. I represent the people of Akankpa Biase Federal Constituency of Cross River State. I rise under Order 8, Rule 5, to plead with the House to set aside the relevant rules to enable me move this motion of matter of urgent public importance. I so move.
Honorable Inyang, you know yours is the fourth motion. You suppose your first prayer should be to suspend the rule to allow you have the fourth motion. Yeah, for you to have the fourth motion.
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah, Honorable,
to suspend the rules of the House.
Chike, please, second.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Any problem?
No problem. Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker Benjamin Okezie Carlo, CFR.
Honorable Billy Osao, please. A member is standing and trying to address us, please.
Thank you, Leader. It's just to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Dr. Inyang that the motion is very urgent, that will suspend all necessary rules to enable him take the motion. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Dr. Ahmed Adam Sawa. I am from Kwara State and I represent the good people of Idumoro Patigi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the second leg of the motion as well second. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours. Please make it brief.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise once again to move this motion of urgent need to investigate and salvage the situation of federal routes in and out of Calabar. The House notes that Calabar, being the first administrative capital of Nigeria, is one of the pride cities of Nigeria. Aware that as a capital of a bordering state with the Cameroons, her commercial and security importance is very of essence to Nigerian states. Also note that Calabar and the entire state of Cross River is the flagship of tourism in Nigeria. Aware that the state of Cross River can only be accessed by land through federal highways, Calabar-Itu, Calabar-Ogoja Vandikia, and Calabar-Oban-Ikan federal highways. Concerned that as of today, none of these federal roads can be accessed, and Calabar can only be accessed now by water and air travelers. Also aware that the military and paramilitary bases in Ekan, border town with the Cameroons, have been totally cut off from the Nigerian states. Also aware that these are food-producing communities with lots of solid mineral producing industries sited within. Also observe that these federal routes have been abandoned despite repeated annual budgetary allocation. Resolves to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the reasons behind abandonment of these routes despite repeated budgetary provisions. Also urge the House, the Federal Ministry of Works, FEMA, and the Niger Delta Development Commission to immediately intervene to alleviate the pain and suffering by these communities. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Straightforward, I will just put the question. Please turn off your mic. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This is referred to Committee on Works and FEMA, including NDDC. I was told a member wanted to make a personal explanation. Is he still here? Yes, this is the time to do it. I'll make it very brief, please.
Okay, thank you very much, my dear Speaker, my colleagues. My name is Clement Jimbo. I still represent the very good people of Abak Etmekbu Ika Federal Constituency from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I stand on Order 8 Rule 6, which says, by the indulgence of the House and the leave of the Speaker, a member may make personal explanation, although there may be no question before the House, but no controversial matter may be brought forward or may debate arise upon the explanation. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, I stand this afternoon very conscious of Section 4, Section 5, and Section 6 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, which expressly give effect to the separation of powers respectively, to the legislative arm of government, the executive, and of course the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, in recent times, we have observed judgments from our courts that has been delivered with ambiguities, subject to different interpretations. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, as members of parliament with constitutional mandate...
Excuse me, is that personal explanation? Does it relate to you personally?
Of course, Mr. Speaker, with the events that, should I say, that is about to happen today in the National Assembly, where a judgment of a court gives judgment that is subject to different interpretation by the parties, where the litigant says the judgment of the court says this, and the plaintiff says the judgment of the court says this. It is conflicting. And as members of parliament, Mr. Speaker, I think it is important for us to advise our judiciary that judgment of court should be simple, with clear explanation and simple English, devoid of any ambiguity, so that any party that reads the judgment can understand and derive one single interpretation. We are elected to make laws for the progress, prosperity, and security of our nation. And where judgment from our court is subject to mitigating that very responsibility, it calls for concern, Mr. Speaker. And of course, we, as members of the parliament, should not sit aloof and allow judgment that emanate from our court to be subject of different interpretations. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Are you aware that we have a committee on judiciary? This issue should come by way of motion?
Yes.
And then we'll refer it appropriately to the committee with the mandate to look at those judiciary-related issues. Okay? So I wait for you to put it in the form of motion. Bring it, we can now refer it properly, referencing a specific issue, so that the Committee on Judiciary will call those involved into question and make a resolution. Thank you very much. Most distinguished colleagues, it is with utmost respect that I mention the first business of the day, which is the presentation of 29 bills. It was supposed to be 30 bills, but it's 29 because we're stepping down the last one on the order of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So now I invite the clerk to read the short titles of this bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2025 First Reading. Export Prohibition Act Repeal Bill 2025 First Reading. Nigerian Institute of Leather and Science Technology Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2025 First Reading. Crude Oil Theft Prevention and Prohibition Bill 2025 First Reading. Production and Distribution Anti-Sabotage Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Petroleum Industry Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies F1 Alai Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. Exclusive Economic Zone Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Administration of Criminal Justice Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Federal University of Education, Science and Technology Ikere Ekiti State Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. National Institute for Electric Mobility Dogondaji Sokoto State Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2025 First Reading. Entrepreneurship Institute Tambuwal Sokoto State Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. Agro Processing Export Free Zone Trade Zone Kebe Sokoto State Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. Federal University of Science Deva Gombe State Establishment Bill 2025 First Reading. Private Institutions and Healthcare Service Providers Prohibition Bill 2025 first reading. Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, AFASHIO, Edo State Establishment Bill 2025 first reading. Raw Material Research and Development Council Act Amendment Bill 2025 first reading. 50-year National Economic Plan Act for Nigeria Institution Bill 2025 first reading. Statistics Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2025 first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 6th Alteration Bill 2025 first reading. Federal University of Livestock Development Studies IKARA Kaduna State Establishment Bill 2025 first reading. Federal University of Oil and Gas Technology Kubo Kaduna State Establishment Bill 2025 first reading. Federal Capital Territory College of Nursing and Midwifery Gwagwalada Establishment Bill 2025 first reading. Federal Capital Territory Emergency Management Act Federal Capital Territory Emergency Management Agency Establishment Bill 2025 first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 6th Alteration Bill 2025 first reading. Federal University of Science and Technology Establishment Bill 2025 first reading.
Most distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of reports of the ad hoc committee on Rivers State on a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira only, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel costs. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira only is for overhead costs, while the sum of 1,066,656,204 naira 127 kobo only is for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. This is standing in the name of Honorable Julius, Honorable House Leader. Members will recall that the matter was referred to the ad hoc committee on Thursday, 28 May 2025. The report is ready for presentation. I hereby invite Honorable Leader of the House to present the report. Prof.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm Professor Julius Ihonvere, representing the good people of Omwa Federal Constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do receive the report of the ad hoc committee on Rivers State and the bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira only, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel costs. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira is for the overhead cost, while the sum of 1,066,656,204 naira 127 kobo only is for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. HB 2397. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Seek your permission to lay the report.
Thank you, Prof. Any seconder? Preferably a member of that committee. Are you a member of the committee? Oh, you're the deputy chairman. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I still remain Ali Isa JC, a member of the People's Democratic Party, a minority whip of the House of Representatives, the mother of, or a member of the mother of all political parties.
Order, please. On topic, order, please.
Mr. Speaker, I say I still remain Ali Isa JC, a proudly member of the mother of all political parties, PDP.
We are just waiting you to leave your mother's womb soon. You'll be joining us.
I rise to second a motion moved by my leader, HB 2397. I hereby second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prof, please go ahead and lay the report. Is Honorable Akpatasen in the House? The third business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Communications on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Nigerian Communication Commission, the total sum of 272,433,805,000 naira, only out of which 95,668,842,000 naira only is for recurrent expenditure. 10,735,141,000 naira only is for capital expenditure. 30,130,436,000 naira only is for special projects, while the sum of 15 billion naira only is for transfer to Universal Service Provision Fund. 120,836,033,000 naira only is for transfer to federal government, and 63,352 naira only is surplus deficit transfer for the financial year ending 31st of December 2025. This is standing in the name of Honorable Peter Patterson. Honorable Patterson is invited to present the report. Honorable Patterson is invited to present the report. Honorable Patterson is invited to present the report. Is the Deputy Chairman here? The Deputy Chairman of the Communication Committee here? The report is stepped down by the leave of the House. Most distinguished colleagues, the fourth business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Industry on a bill for an act to amend the Industrial Training Fund, ITF Act, to clarify ambiguities in the interpretation of keywords in the Principal Act, define important terms, provide clarity and precision, and enhance the fund sources of revenue, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Eniton Dolapo Badru, the members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Thursday, 11 July 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Badru is invited to present the report. Honorable Badru, please. is Honorable Badru.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I hereby present the report to the House that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Industry on a bill for an act to amend the Industrial Fund Act 2011 to clarify ambiguities in the interpretation of the key words in the Principal Act and define important terms, provide clarity and precision, and enhance the fund's sources of revenue and for the related matters.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Zanna Usman, representing the good people of Kaga, Gubioma, Gumeri Ferres constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Borno State. I rise this afternoon to second the report, a report of the Committee of Industry on a bill HB 1519 as raised by my colleague, Honorable Itana Dalapo Badu. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Badu, please lay the report. The fifth business of the day is presentation of reports of the Committee on Digital and Information Technology on a bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Information Communication Technology, Idanre, Ondo State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in information communication technology, and to provide for the appointment of the provost and other officers of the institute to carry out the administration and the discipline of students of the institute and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Adeduji Stanley Olajide, the members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 12, 2025. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Olajide is invited to present the report.
Thank you.
Order, please.
My respected Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I remain Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide. I represent the people of Ibadan Northwest Southwest Federal Constituency of Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to present the report of the Committee on Digital and Information Technology on a bill for an act to establish Federal Institution of Information Communication Technology, Idore, Ondo State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in information communication technology, and to provide for the appointment of the provost and other officers of the institute to carry out the administration and discipline of students of the institute and for related matters, HB 783. I so move to present the report, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Yes.
Mr. Speaker. My name remains Honorable Kelechi Wogu. I'm from Rivers State.
No, not you, Kelechi, behind you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I've gone far.
Ali Adeyemi Taufik is my name. I rise to second the motion as called by my dear friend and colleague, Honorable Stanley Adedeji. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed to lay your report. The sixth business of the day is presentation of 4 reports of the Committee on Specialty Healthcare, standing in the name of Honorable Alex Abona. Honorable Abona is invited to present the report. Honorable Abona, please.
The first is that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Specialty Health Care on a brief and act to provide for establishment of National Obstetric Fistula Center for treatment, rehabilitation, integration, research, and training, Baba Ruga, Castina State, for related matters, B 1190. The second is that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Specialty Health Care on the brief and act to amend the Orthopedic Hospital Management Board Cap 010 Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2024 to provide for the establishment of Orthopedic Hospital Shikafi, Zamfara State, and for related matters. The third bill is that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Specialty Health Care for an act to amend the Orthopedic Hospital Management Board Cap 010 Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2024 to provide for the establishment of Orthopedic Hospital in Kebbi State under the control of Orthopedic Hospital Management Board and affiliated to Federal University of Birin Kebbi Teaching Hospital and for related matters. The fourth, but not the least, is that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Specialty Health Care on the brief and act to amend the Orthopedic Hospital Management Board Cap 010 Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2024 to provide for the establishment of Orthopedic Hospital Wamako, Sokoto State, and for related matters. As a summit, I pray that Royal Commission can lead the report.
Is all right. Any seconder? Yes. Honorable Shetima.
Yes, sir. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second. I'm Lawan Shetima Ali, representing Bursari Gaidemi Nusarikere Constituency. I'm from Yobe State, sir. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my chairman to present or to lay his report, sir. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed to lay your reports. The seventh business of the day is presentation of reports of the Committee on University Education and a bill for an act to upgrade the College of Horticulture, Dadin Kowa, Gombe State to the Federal University of Livestock and Horticulture, Dadin Kowa, Gombe State, to make provision, comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 25th June 2025. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Fulata is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Bermuda Krika Samaguru Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do receive the report of the Committee on University Education on a bill for an act to upgrade the College of Horticulture, that in Kowa, Gombe State, to the Federal University of Livestock and Horticulture, that in Kowa, Gombe State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters. House Bill 1970. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fulata. Any seconder? Let me come this side. Yes, you've seconded before. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullah Rashid, member representing the Kunafada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to second the motion that the House do receive the report of the Committee on University Education on a bill for an act to upgrade the College of Horticulture, Daninkowa, Gombe State, to the Federal University of Livestock and Horticulture, Daninkowa, Gombe State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters, HB 1970. I so second, Your Excellency.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Please, Honorable Fulata, you may proceed to lay your report. Honorable colleagues, we will reverse ourselves to allow Honorable Patterson that was called, but he stepped out 1 minute to take his report. The floor is yours now, Honorable Patterson. Move that the reports be relayed. It was the third business of the day, so quickly move. Move according to the paper because of time. Move according to the paper and be seconded.
Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, I am Comrade Peter Ohiozoje Akpatisi. I represent Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House will receive the report of the Nigeria Communications Commission. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, I like the speed with which you raise your hand.
Your Excellency,
please second.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Sani Egide Ibrahim, member representing Ajakuta Federal Constituency and from Conference State, Kogi State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion raised by my colleagues to submit a report. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Please, you may now proceed, Honorable Patterson, to lay the report. Most distinguished colleagues, most respectfully, the first order of the day is the third reading of about 9 bills, 11 bills. And they are as follows. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Road Safety Commission Act 2007. A bill for an act to establish a Carnegie Federal University of Technology. A bill for an act to establish National Polytechnics Commission. A bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Data Management Commission. A bill for an act to establish Institute of Debt Recovery Practitioners of Nigeria. A bill for an act to establish Agro-Processing Export-Free Trade Zone, Yawa, North, Imeko, Afon, Ogun State. For related matters, a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center, Mangu, Plateau State. For related matters, a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing Sciences, Magum, Plateau State. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center, Uluoke, Uzaire, Edo State, and for related matters. A bill for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act, CAP F8, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004 to establish Federal College of Education, Technical, Logota, Opela, Edo State. A A bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F8, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Oyi-Nakoko, on the state and for related matters. I hereby invite the Leader of the House to move that these bills be read the third time.
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Honvere, on one federal constituency of the state, I rise to move that the bills ably outlined by Mr. Speaker be read a third time. I so move.
Minority Leader, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion as moved by the House Leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Road Safety Commission Establishment Act 2007 to empower the Federal Road Safety Commission with the responsibility for road traffic administration and safety management, preventing and minimizing road traffic crashes on public roads, the supervision of users of such public roads, the regulation of traffic thereon, and clearing of obstruction on any part of the public roads, and for educating drivers, motorists, and other members of the public generally on the proper use of public roads and matters related to safety on the public roads and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Akanu Ibiam Federal University of Technology, Unwana, Ebonyi State, provide training and teaching instruction in every aspect of education and other fields of applied learning relevant to the needs of the development of education in Nigeria, matters of administration and discipline of students and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish National Polytechnics Commission to supervise, regulate, and coordinate polytechnics education in Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Data Management Commission as the body responsible for comprehensive collation, harmonization of certificates issued by corporate statutory regulatory bodies, graduation based on compliance with enabling laws regulating corporate entities in Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Institute of Debt Recovery Practitioners of Nigeria to train, regulate, license, and exercise control over the occupation of collection and recovery of debt, levies, fees, or remuneration by registered debt collectors and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish agro-processing export free trade zone, Yewa North, Imeko, Afon, Ogun State. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center, Mangu, Plateau State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing Sciences, Mangun, Plateau State, provide for training and research in general nursing, midwifery, and other specialties of nursing and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center, Uloke Uzairi, Edo State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to establish Federal College of Education Technical, Ogute Okwela, Edo State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Oyin Akoko, Ondo State, and for related matters. Third reading.
Thank you, Clerk. Bill for an act to amend the Federal Road Safety Commission Establishment Act 2007 to empower the Federal Road Safety Commission with the responsibility of road traffic administration and safety management, etc., read third time and pass. The bill for an act to establish Akanu Ibiam Federal University of Technology, Unwana, Ebonyi State, read third time and pass. for an act to establish National Polytechnics Commission, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Data Management Commission, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to establish Institute of Debt Recovery Practitioners of Nigeria, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to establish agro-processing export-free trade zone, Yawa North, Imeko, Afon, Ogun State, and for related matters, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center, Mango, Plateau State, and for related matters, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing Sciences, Mango, Plateau State, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act, Cap F8, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, to establish 2004 to establish Federal College of Education, Technical, Ogute, Opela, Edo State, and for related matters, read, third time, and pass. The bill for an act to amend Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F8, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Oyina Akoko, Ondo State, and for related matters, read, third time, and pass. The 12th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Science, Deba, Gombe State, standing in the name of Honorable Julius Ihunvere, House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted by the Senate seeking concurrence of the House of Representatives. The bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. I now invite Honorable Ihunvere to move for the bill to be read the second time.
Mr. Speaker, Julius Ihunvere of my federal constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, may I seek your permission to move 13 to 15?
Honorable Balogun, Honorable Folabi Afuape, please let's be seated, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, that the following bills, SB 874, SB 114, SB 464, SB 739, be read a second time, and SB 738 be stepped down for further legislative consultation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion as read and prayed by the House Leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion, say aye. Those in support of the motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk. Second reading.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, a bill for an act provide for establishment of Federal University of Science, Deba, Gombe State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Read the other ones. We move all of them at the same time.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, Efon Alaye, Ekiti State, and for other related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act to provide for establishment of the Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, Afashio, Edo State, and for related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Science and Technology, Epe, Lagos State, and to make a comprehensive provision for due management and administration, and for other related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Gusau, Zamfara State, to provide for
courses of instruction, training and research in the exploration and exploitation of minerals and for national development and for related matters. All this? Okay.
No, we're not doing Buffy. No, we're dropping on the 16th. We'll continue from Buffy. 17th. Starting, we drop this, then I'll call them for this. Okay. So just do the second reading of those ones and stop. I'll continue from here.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, a bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Gusau, Zamfara State, to provide courses of instruction, training and research in the exploration and exploitation of minerals for national development and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you very much, Clerk. The bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Science, thereby Gusau State, and for related matters is hereby referred to Committee of the Whole. The bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria to provide for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies in Ekiti State, and for related matters is hereby referred to the Committee of the Whole. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Tropical Studies at Fashu, Edo State, and for related matters is hereby referred to Committee of the Whole. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Science and Technology at Lagos State is hereby referred to the Committee of the Whole. A bill for an act to amend the Federal University of Technology Act to provide for the Yaba Federal University of Technology is stepped down. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Gusau, Zamfara State, to provide courses of instruction, training, and research in the exploration and exploitation of minerals for national development and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Jonathan Gaza and Honorable Kabiru Amadu, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time Tuesday, 24 June 2025. I now invite Honorable Befi or Kabiru to move that the bill be read the second time.
I don't have it.
Kabiru, just move. It's an establishment bill. We'll just put the question.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Kabiru Ahmad Nube Palace. I represent the entire people of Gusau's IPA Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, and from Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move that this bill for the establishment of the Federal Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Gusau, Zamfara State, to provide course of instruction, training, and research in the exploration and exploitation of minerals for the national development and related matters. I move that this bill should read for the second time, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Kelechi, second.
The right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Kelechi Wogo. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. It's an establishment bill, and those in support that this bill be read the second time say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The bill is referred to the Committee on Solid Mineral. The 18th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of the Bill for an Act to provide for establishment of National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Kankara, Katsina State, for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Dahatu Shehu. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 23rd July, 2024. And I invite Honorable Shehu to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Shehu, please. Is he in the House? Honorable Shehu is not here. Bill stepped down by the leave of the House. Most distinguished colleagues, the 19th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of the Bill for an Act to amend the Nigerian Defense Academy Act 2004 for related matters. Signed in the name of Honorable Emeka Idu Godwin. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 25th September 2024. And I invite Honorable Idu to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I still remain Honorable Engineer Emeka Idu G. I represent the cosmopolitan and commercial city of Onitsha North and Onitsha South Federal Constituency. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, I am from Anambra State. I seek your permission to move that a bill for an act to amend the Nigerian Defense Academy Act 2004 and for related matters be read the second time. Thank you, Mr.
Any seconder? Yes, Billy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous of this World. I represent the good people of Oyo the Federal Constituency of Edo State, a very proud Bini Chief. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this motion, ably moved by my colleague, Honorable Emeka Idu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours, Honorable Idu. Just 1 minute. Give us the debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The bill seeks to amend the Nigerian Defense Academy Act of 2004 by granting a right of first refusal to successful graduates of Nigerian military schools into the Nigerian Defense Academy, NDA. Looking at the bill, it has 5 clauses. Clause 1 refers to the Nigerian Defense Academy Act of 2004 as the principal act and establishes it as the basis for proposed amendments. Clause 2 substitutes the second schedule, Section 8, subsection 2.3, with a new provision that mandates right of first refusal to the NDA for successful graduates from Nigerian military schools. Clause 3 introduces a new subsection 2.4, rephrasing the board's decisions regarding training, assessment, certification, promotion, relegation, and withdrawal of cadets shall be final and not justiciable. That is to say, not subject to court inquiry. Clause 4 defines key terms used in the bill, such as the board, applicants, and the Nigerian military schools. Then Clause 5 provides the short title, citing the amendment as Nigerian Defense Academy Act Bill 2024. The Nigerian Defense Academy stands as a cornerstone in Nigerian defense and security framework. It was established to provide rigorous and structured military education, instill discipline, and produce capable, well-trained officers for the Nigerian Armed Forces, comprising the Army, the Navy, and Air Force. Since establishment in 1964, it has played a foundational role in Nigerian defense strategy, integrating a blend of academic and tactical education to produce skilled officers who are not only combat ready, but also equipped with leadership and strategic capabilities essential for Nigerians' evolving security needs. Despite these functions, a significant gap exists in NDA's admission and recruitment processes regarding graduates from Nigerian Military School, NMS. Currently, these graduates who have already received foundational military education and training and wish to pursue military careers face entry restrictions at the NDA. Without clear pathways to formal military careers, they acquire military skills rather than high-risk resources, making them attractive and vulnerable to exploitation or recruitment by criminal organizations or groups involved in activities that can threaten national security. The proposed bill advocates for an amendment on the NDA Act 2004 to provide for right of first refusal into the NDA specifically for successful NMS graduates. This bill aims to create equitable, accessible pathway for these individuals, ensuring that they are incentivized to pursue disciplined and lawful careers within the Nigerian Armed Forces. The Nigerian Defense Academy Act of 2004 grants the Academy's board full authority over admissions and assessments of cadets. Currently, the board holds final decision making powers on matters of cadet training, promotion, and expulsion. Also, the admissions criteria do not specifically prioritize graduates from Nigerian military schools. Establishing a pathway for admission into the NDA will deter military-trained youths from joining criminal groups or organizations. Furthermore, graduates of military schools possess foundational military skills.
Okay, round up.
Yes, but in making them valuable recruits to the NDA and reducing the need for additional basic training. In conclusion, I urge my colleagues to support the passage of this bill for second reading, as it seeks to streamline entry from Nigerian military school graduates and address criminal recruitment of concerns by guaranteeing admission into the NDA. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I think it's straightforward. I'm not sure anybody has anything to add. That those who have been prepared be given the first right of refusal to enable them invest their knowledge into further roles and further training. Any seconder to this bill? Yeah, let me go all the way back. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Joshua Audu Ghana, member representing Lavun Mokwa, Edati Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. I rise to second the move of this bill that it be accepted on this floor. I hereby second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Nigerian Defense Academy Act 2004 and for related matters, second reading.
The bill is referred to Committee on Defense. Honorable Do, you should rise and give a bow to the House in appreciation. Nobody gave you a headache on your bill. Yeah, it's always good to show appreciation to the members when they cooperate with you. Thank you. You're a gentleman. Thank you. The 20th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the National Independent Project and Monitoring Agency, NIPMA, for the purpose of ensuring transparency, accountability, and effective monitoring and evaluation of public projects in Nigeria, and for related matters. Starting in the name of Honorable Chinedu Emeka Martins, the members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 21st May 2025, and I invite Honorable Martins to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Martins? It's not, bill stepped down by the leave of the House because it's not on the floor. The 21st order of the day, honorable colleagues, most respectfully, is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide legal framework for the enhancement and growth of digital economy and digital governance in Nigeria, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 17 July 2024, and I invite Honorable Olajide to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, my respected Speaker, my highly revered colleagues. I remain Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide. I represent the people of Ibadan Northwest Southwest Federal Constituency of Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, and my respected colleague, permit me to lead the debate on the general principle on a bill for an act to make provision for the establishment of national digital economy and e-governance bill. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, sir. Eze.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Revered colleagues, Eze, Nwachukwu Eze is my name. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the fastest and most peaceful state in Nigeria, south of the nation, Ebonyi State. I arise in view of its importance to nation's development. I arise to support the motion that this bill be taken for the second time. I so move.
Thank you. Those who support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The floor is yours, Olajide. Make it very brief, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide. I represent the people of Ibadan Northwest Southwest Federal Constituency of Oyo State. In the interest of time, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, you will further recall that this bill was read the first time on the floor of this chamber on Wednesday, 26 July 2023. The bill seeks to establish an organized and all-inclusive legal framework for the development and regulation of national digital economy and e-governance system as a critical step and tactical pillar for 21st century governance, economic diversification, national competitiveness, harnessing the potential of our digital economy, promote innovation, drive inclusive growth, and enhance service delivery, thereby positioning Nigeria as a key player in the global digital space. Permit me to move quickly to the general benefit of this all-important bill. This bill is expected to deliver the following transformative impact. Number one, enhance Nigeria's ease of doing business through legally recognizing and paperless transaction, enhance governance by eliminating administrative inefficiencies and reducing corruption through transparent digital processes, build public trust by enabling secure, transparent, and user-friendly government services, propel innovation by providing regulatory clarity, enabling environment for digital entrepreneurs. On the fifth note, empower citizens and businesses to participate in cross-border digital trade. And on a final note, reduce the digital divide by institutionalizing the inclusive skills-driven program for national development. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, the need to have the digital economy and e-governance passed into law is timely. It is a patriotic move, which I believe should be supported by the Honorable House, which will secure the Nigeria space in the global digital age and strengthen the legal institutional pillars. Mr. Speaker, I therefore appeal for your overwhelming support that the bill be read the second time and refer to the relevant committee for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think it's straightforward. I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion, that the bill be read a second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. This bill is referred to Committee on Finance, National Planning and Economic Development, and Digital and Information Technology. The 22nd order of the day. Oh, please, clerk, please. The long title of the bill, sorry.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provides legal framework for the enhancement and growth of digital economy and digital governance in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Yeah, the bill is referred to Committee on Finance, National Planning and Economic Development, and Digital and Information Technology. The 22nd order of the day is a motion on a committal of bills standing in the name of Honorable Francis E. Waife. Honorable Waife is invited to move the motion. Honorable Waife.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis A. Jirogane Waife is my name, and I represent the entire people of Urele North, Urele South, and Udu Federal Constituency. I am from Delta State. I rise to move for the recommittal of the following bills: Export Prohibition Act Repeal Bill 2025, HB 2460, and Federal Medical Center Act Amendment Bill 2025, HB 2406. The House notes that pursuant to Order 12 Rule 17A, B, C, and D of the standing orders, the House may, upon being gazetted or circulated, consider in the Committee of the Whole, without commencing de novo, the bills whose report were presented by the committee before consideration, passed by the House and forwarded to the Senate for concurrence, for which no concurrence was made or negative, passed by the House, by the Senate and forwarded to the House, for which no concurrence was made or negative, or passed by the Presiding Assembly and forwarded to the President for assent, but for which assent or withholding thereof was not communicated before the end of the tenure of the Presiding Assembly. The House also notes that the aforementioned bills were passed by the Presiding Assembly and forwarded to the President for assent, but for which assent or withholding thereof was not communicated before the end of the tenure of the last Assembly. Aware that the bills were read for the first time as HB 240 and 2406 respectively, the House resolves to recommit the bills to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman, Rules and Business. Minority Leader, please, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The bills are recommitted to the Committee of the Whole. Honorable Chinedu Martins meet Rules and Business. Honorable Chinedu Martins meet Rules and Business to release that matter tomorrow. The 23rd order of the day is a motion on me to commit funds for the construction and completion of Kishi, Kayama Nibusa, and Kayama Kasubusu Road in Oyo, Kwara, and Niger State, standing in the name of Honorable Muhammad Omar Bio. Honorable Bio is invited to move the motion. He's not in the House. Motion stepped down by the leave of the House. The 24th order of the day is consideration of report of the Ad hoc Committee on Rivers State on the bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of Rivers State accounts the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira only, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel costs. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira only is for overhead costs while the sum of 1,066,656,204 naira 127 kobo only is for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. The members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. Honorable Ihonvere will move for consideration of the report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We appreciate the opportunity. I rise to move that the House will consider the report of the ad hoc committee on Rivers State for a bid for an act to authorize the issuance from the Rivers State Government Statutory Fund of the Rivers State account in the sums clearly and very loudly articulated by the chairman and by the speaker moments ago, that this be considered by the Committee of Supply. I so move.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion for consideration of the River State Appropriation Bill. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please move that the House resolves into Committee of Supply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Julius Ihonvere, Owo Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to move that the House will resolve to Committee of Supply to consider the report before it. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby resolving to the Committee of Supply, where the Speaker chairs the Committee of Supply. Most distinguished colleagues, the report to be considered by the Committee of Supply is that of Ahod Committee on River State and the bill for an act to authorize the issue of the River State Government Statutory Revenue Funds of the River State account, the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel costs. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira only is for overhead costs, while the sum of 1,066,656,204 naira 127 kobo only is for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. And I invite Honorable Ihonvere to give the synopsis of the report. I'm hearing that some people don't have the report. Sergeant at Arms, can you distribute the reports? I'm sure you should be here. Sergeant at Arms, distribute to those who don't have the report, please. Leader, do we have the report in the House? Okay. You just came now. Maybe that's why you didn't. Okay, give a copy to him, please. All right, having resolved that, the leader of the House, the floor is yours to give the synopsis of this bill. Make it as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The ad hoc committee spent a long time perusing the figures and the budget as was presented. Corrections were made, information sought and supplied, and we made some adjustments to the budget in the interest of the people of Rivers State. Essentially, there are recommendations 1 to 3, where we moved certain sums. We removed money meant for security surveillance, renewable power, and purchase of gunboats, almost 30.5 billion, so 35 billion. Another 35 billion was removed from an 85 billion security vote, and these were reallocated in the interest of the people in more impactful structural projects that would serve the people. 25 billion for internal roads, another 25 billion for internal roads, and another 20 billion for internal roads selected local governments and rural communities of the state. We unanimously agreed on these adjustments and so present. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think it's straightforward. You have a question? Observation? Because we're only going to the recommendations. Yeah. So what is the recommendation? What is the observation?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I remain Shetima Ali, representing Bursari Garim in the Sarabarian constituency. My observation is on the last narration, sir, of the 1 trillion. 1 trillion supposed to be 66 billion, not million. Then 656,204,127 naira for 0 kobo, but not as being repeatedly said 1 trillion 66 million. Supposed to be 1 trillion 66 billion 656,204,127 naira for 0 kobo. This is supposed to be corrected, sir.
Thank you very much. I noticed that as well. It's a typo error. Please, Secretariat, take care of this correction. Yes, Kabiru.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Kabiru Ahmed Palace, member representing Gosos Federal Constituency and President for the State. Mr. Chairman, I have a question I want to ask for number 3AB, 25 billion allocated for the completion of phase 1 road.
We have not gotten there because I'm going to say recommendation 1, and then if you have anything to say about recommendation 1, you say 2, you say 3, you say. So wait until we get there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. The observation I want to make is to ask about terminal date for this budget, if it was considered, because I can't find it. Perhaps the chairman of the committee will throw more light, because the emergency rule has a terminal date which we agreed, so we should tie the budget to the period of emergency, sir.
The question is whether this is an emergency budget or River State appropriation bill. That is the question. And from the report I have here, it addresses your question. It says, report of the 2025 River State appropriation bill, which means it's an annual budget. government comes, government goes, but the budget remains what it's supposed to be if there's any change in administration. So this is 2025 Rivers State Appropriation Bill. That is a report that is presented. Unless you have a different opinion on that. Leader, you have anything to say to that effect?
Mr. Chairman, you are right on the mark. Government is a continuum. They come and go. We can't do a budget for the next 2 months or 1.5 months remaining for the expiration of the emergency rule. When the House of Assembly is restored, they have the constitutional rights to take this budget and take a second look at it. If the figures are small, they can amend it through supplementary budgets, but it's the same government of Rivers State. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Still on this issue?
Yes.
Yeah, let me hear you.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, we came in as a rescue mission, and we even gave terminal date for this administration. The essence of the budget is to allow the administration, this interim administration, to run, and thereafter a democratic structure will be put in place. So if the administration has a terminal date, it is only proper that we allow this budget to terminate with the administration. If there is an extension, which we do not pray for, then the administrator should come back to this parliament to renew the budget. And then if he leaves, the elected governor will have the opportunity to go back to the State Assembly to do a budget, sir. It will not be proper for us to do the budget and allow it to exceed the lifespan of the administration that we're working for. That's my opinion.
Okay, Honorable Russell.
Respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase. Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, I think the committee also pondered on this particular aspect. And if we were to consider that we should now do just a budget for within the period of the administrator, it would have mean now to only look at the thing that will make him function in his office. And then the infrastructure aspect will have a deficit. And that will mean putting Rivers State in problem and danger. And the running cost, and I remember we did ask about the allocation and whatever, so that to support whatever we're going to do. For me, Mr. Chairman, as per colleagues, we have to allow this budget go for the year. Like my chairman did mention, the Assembly have the right on resumption to look at what we have done. We are acting as, or we are functioning as Rivers Assembly. So if we are functioning as Rivers Assembly, we have to act as Rivers Assembly, and that means making a budget for the year. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable Isiaka, you are raising your hand.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As much as I don't like to disagree with my honorable colleague, my brother, Honorable Chinda, see, budget, by any definition, even dictionary, is usually income and expenditure for a certain specific period of time. And the tradition is 1 year, traditionally. It may not now necessary, but we are not preparing impress for the administrator to spend. And government is continual. At any time, like you have rightly said, we do not pray for any extension, but if it becomes inevitable, so now what do you now ascertain for capital expenditure, for personnel cost, or for overhead? Yes, it's there, but we cannot, when they have brought a budget of 1.something trillion, we're now saying they should, within 2 months, they should go and, because once it's approved, which means you are saying you should go and spend it within 2 months. But that is what I'm trying to explain, sir, which is not, I mean, once it's approved here, and we now say spend it within so period, that is not there. What about the one he's been spending before now? And who knows, maybe tomorrow, the emergency rule may be terminated. Are we now saying the House of Assembly should now start de novo for new budget?
They can just review and make amendments to whatever, because that will become law once we pass it.
Right.
That's my position, sir.
All right, thank you. Yamba, you be raising your hand.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I remain Doda Zakari Nyampa, member representing the people of Madagali Michika Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, as an accountant, the rules require that we run a budget for 12 months. That's the budget. And in this house, we know that usually government change 29 of May in this country, but we have never decided to cut our budget just to be within the time frame of another administration committee. So I think we should be guided that budget must run 12 months, which is the normal procedure. Thank you.
Yes. Honorable Kenga.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to align my position going by the judgment of the Supreme Court. It was purposely on the issue that there was no governance because there was no budget. And the Supreme Court ordered that those democratic provisions should be restored. And that also reflected in Mr. President's speech when he declared emergency. So what the administrator brought is a budget that constitutionally is to have a lifespan of 1 year. I have never seen where a budget will be made and limited to 2 months or 3 months. What that would do is that the administrator will rush, even when there is no enabling provision or due process to back up some of this, and try as much as possible to award that all this contract, because he have now given him a parliamentary backing that he should finish this money within the next 2 months. Because even if it's not called off now, the worst that can happen is stays for the next remaining 2 or 3 months. So is that the time frame for spending these hundreds of billions? So I'm of the view that going by the Financial Reporting Council, the act that we made, budget is for 1 year. That is why even when there's transition, May 29, even when a new governor is coming in a state, the earlier budget passed by the House of Assembly still runs into the year after the transition.
All right. It is also important to note that at all time, budget is meant for the people, not for those in position. The budget of a state, the budget of a local government, the budget of the nation is made with the people at the center of it, not the people in position, because you can lose your position tomorrow. So the general consensus is that this be treated as an annual budget. Carried? So the question is that recommendations 1 to 3 be made part of these appropriation bill. Recommendation 1? Correct. Recommendation 2? Recommendation 3? Kabir, you are raising an issue. Is it? You okay? Yeah. Recommendation 3? Carried. Leader, please move that the House reverts to plenary to report progress from the Committee of Supply.
Thank you very, very much, our very dear Chairman. I rise to move that the House do revert to plenary and for the Chairman acting as Speaker to report progress to the House. I so move.
Major Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
In support of the motion that we revert to plenary to report progress from the Committee of Supply, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby reverts to plenary to report progress. The chairman has resumed as the speaker of the plenary section, and it is the chairman's reports that the Housing Committee of Supply considered the report of the ad hoc committee on Rivers State on the bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account a total sum of 1,085,662,592,444 naira only, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel costs. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira only is for overhead costs, while the sum of 1,656,604,127 kobo only for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. And approve recommendations 1, recommendation 2, and recommendation 3 of the report. Please, leader, move that we suspend our rules to have the third reading of this bill.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that we suspend the relevant rules in order to have a third reading of the bill. I so move.
Second, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I second the motion that we do suspend our rules to have the third reading of the bill. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira only, while the sum of 256,423,694,639 naira only is for personnel cost. The sum of 162,582,693,678 naira only is for overhead cost. The sum of 1,066,204,127 naira only is for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. Third reading.
Honorable colleagues, the bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account the total sum of 1,485,662,592,444 naira read third time and pass. The 25th order of the day is consideration of 2 reports, starting in the name of Julius Ihonvere. Leader, move for their consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the 25th and 26th orders of the day, HB 271 and HB 2460, be considered by the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Second, please, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The 26th order of the day, which is the final order of the day, is the consideration of the report of the Committee on Public Accounts on the annual report of the Auditor General of the Federation for December 31st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020, Part 1. Non-compliance and internal control weakness issues in NDAs. Members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 12th March 2025. Bamidele Salam, the chairman of this committee, will move for the consideration of this report. The floor is yours, Honorable Salam.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Bamidele Salam, representing Edo North, Edo South, Egbedore, Ejigbo Federal Constituency of Osun State. And by the mercy of God and the leave of the leadership, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the 10th House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House group consider the reports on the Committee on Public Accounts on the annual report of the Auditor General for the Federation for the year ended December 31st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020, Part 1 on non-compliance and internal control weaknesses issues in ministries, departments and agencies of government and approve recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman. Every chairman, we are proud of the work you are doing. Any seconder to that beautiful motion moved by the chairman? Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Julius Babos Opondi. I represent the very good people of Putu Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Delta State. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Julius, the chairman of South-South Development Committee of the House of Representatives. Those in support of this motion that have been moved and seconded, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please move that the House resolve into Committee of the Whole to consider these reports.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider the reports before it. I so move.
Seconder, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Before resolving into the Committee of the Whole, let me announce that the bill on digital economy will be led by the Committee on Digital Economy, Digital Technology, by DDG. The House hereby resolves into Committee of the Whole. Most distinguished colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to domesticate the new Partnership for Africa's Development Framework and establish Africa Union Development Agency and to give effect to its provisions in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and for related matters. I invite Honorable Julius Ivombe, House Leader, to give the synopsis of this bill. And while you are standing, I will also want you, for the sake of time, because it's under your name, to also give us the synopsis of the second bill, which is for an act to repeal the Export Prohibition Act, CAB E22, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters. So the floor is now yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The first bill is essentially an attempt to domesticate the African Union's Development Agency and to give effect to the provisions in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is a process that is supposed to be undertaken by all African countries, to build strength and have a uniform structure for both the board, the functions, and the activities of this agency. The second bill, Mr. Chairman, is essentially to ban some nefarious laws that have been enacted, so to speak, by the military, now that we are in the proper democratic era, which were impinging on export of certain products. And this is to ensure for the unhindered exportation of commodities on the absolute prohibition list that had existed previously. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. That was a quick synopsis, straight to the point. I appreciate your explanation, honorable colleagues. The question is, clauses 1 to 26, the schedules, the long title of the bill be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 5. Clause 6 to 10. Clause 11 to 15. Clause 16 to 20. Clause 21 to 26. 21 to 26. The shadows. The long title of the bill. On the second bill, the question is that clause 1 to 2, suspension memorandum and the long title be made part of the bill. Clause 1 and 2? Yes, please.
Chairman, sir, with due respect, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wasai Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, I think for fairness and for us to be carried along, those laws that are being repealed, what are they about? We need to know. It just says Export Prohibition Act E22 laws of the Federation of Nigeria is hereby repealed. What does it contain? What are the issues on that law, sir, under the law, sir? The items.
Right of reply is to the leader of the House. We offer it to you. The platform is yours. He's saying, yes, you want to repeal, but what are the items you want to take off from that list? So that we don't, by repealing this, repealing what we want to keep.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I've consulted with rules and business, and the items that were there, which were in the so-called absolutely banned list, included maize, rice, yam tuber, and all imported food items which are being re-exported were banned under the military. So this one is to repeal that particular act or decree in order to open it up for general commerce and commercial transactions.
Not quite very okay, sir. If these are the items that are under prohibition, sir, food security is very important. And as of today, we are not yet in position to produce for this country, let alone to export rice. Till tomorrow, we are still importing, sir. And we are not encouraging our local farmers in any way. They don't do in the production. First, is the food security for me is very, very important. What do we do to sustain the living of our member citizenships in this country, sir?
Yeah. Food security, very important. Although we have passed the level of debate, this argument is supposed to have come during the debate, but all the same, this is the kitchen where we prepare all legislation. If we see the one that will be injurious to us, we will even suspend our rules to make sure that we protect our nation, if need be. You want to respond to that, Chairman, Rules and Business?
Yeah, thank you
His
very much.
His question is, why are we exporting?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Francis Ejurogane, YVS, my name, Ugele North, Ugele South, Udu Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, the ECOWAS Treaty now makes export of food across the West African sub-region an easy thing and everyday growing event. And then the AGOA, the African Growth Opportunities, have also created another window. And as we speak, this is being exploited across the country. If you go to Niger State, Benue State, you see trucks with Burkina Faso numbers, Benin numbers, Ghanaian numbers, taking our food stuff. In fact, most of the yam exported out of Ghana are of Nigerian origin. So this thing is already taking place. This is just to give a legal bite to it. And it will help our farmers when their goods are being competitive in the international market. It will increase their zeal to produce more, and then it will increase production generally. I think we should go on with the consideration. I so submit, Mr. Chair.
Do you want to reply to that?
Sir, I'm not objecting. My highest commercial aspect is farming. But I can tell you for free, sir, today Nigerian farmers are on the receiving end. And we have not given yet sufficient incentive in that sector. We have to now to be importing. As of today, we are importing rice, we are importing maize, because of the lack of sufficiency. By the time you open this window, I can tell you for free, we are not on debate, yes, I can tell you for free, we are going to cause problem for this country, and it may not have a small major. Do not forget, sir, of recent, it is just now that the present administration have tried to lift importation of these items. And the importation is also have brought a lot of impact, negative impact on those who are in the production line. I want to beg, sir, that we still consider this bill before consideration. I want to beg for that.
Thank you very much. You know, the journey of this bill has gone from first reading, second reading, to the committee level, public hearing, and then here. Yes, on this same bill? Yes. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Chairman, honorable colleagues. Agbedi Yejemine Frederick is my name. I represent Agbama Ikolemo Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. Chairman, I think the worry largely I can express is the way this report is couched. The bill says we are repealing. That is what the bill says. And here in this report, there is no indication as to what is being repealed and what is being retained. Ordinarily, we should have known what is being repealed on one column and what is being retained on the other column, so that we'll be able to match what is being retained and what is being repealed to say that yes, the appropriate and right report decisions have been taken by the House. So assuming that we feel that a particular portion that is repealed ought not to be repealed, then we would have moved against it. And so this report is not tenable. And Chairman, I so move.
I think I seem to agree with you. I agree with you. The structuring of this report has made things look ambiguous and so clustered. Because if you look at the title, the long title, and the citation, they are still the same. And you are saying on the committee of the whole return. So what has changed? When you repeal, something to change. So I think more legislative job needs to be done on this. So this bill is stepped down by the leave of the House for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the report to be considered is that of the Committee on Public Accounts. The annual report of the Auditor General for the Federation for December 31st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020. Part 1, non-compliance and internal control weakness issues in MDAs. And I invite our able Chairman, Bamidele Salem, to give the synopsis of the report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Bamidele Salam, at the north and the south, Egbedore Jigbofera constituency of Osho State. Mr. Chairman, by virtue of the inherent powers of this House in the Nigerian Constitution and the powers donated to the Public Account Committee of the House via the standing orders of the House received the report of the Auditor General for the Federation for the years 2019 and 2020. Mr. Chairman, it will interest the House to note that the 2019 report was considered partly by the 9th Assembly of the House of Representatives, and the report was only concluded by the 10th House of Representatives. The report we are presenting today covers 35 ministries, departments, and agencies which had queries issued by the Auditor General for the Federation on issues of non-adherence to specific laws, regulations, and policies governing administration of public funds. The same thing, the 2020 report, which was laid by the Auditor General for the Federation more than 1 year ago, had been considered partly. The report we are bringing on 2020 are reports of about 19 agencies, while the second part of the 2020 report will be laid later. Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that all these agencies that were queried by the Auditor for the Federation were given the opportunities of fair hearing to appear before the Public Account Committee, their chief accounting officers, while the Auditor General presents the facts behind those queries. A good number of the MDAs were cleared of the queries, but also some others were found guilty as charged by the General for the Federation, and recommendations contained, the 2019 recommendation is contained on page 63, from page 63 of the report, where you have the general recommendation, listing each of those agencies and then itemizing the recommendations for the consideration of the House. While the recommendations for the 2020 report are contained on pages 274 to page 285 of the report before the House for consideration. It is a humble plea that the House do consider these recommendations and adopt them as the House may consider appropriate. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, sir, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase, Federal Constituency, Plateau State. Mr. Chairman, first I want to thank the Chairman of Popular Accounts Committee for presenting a report for us to consider. I suppose it's history, and I want to thank you, the leadership, for enabling environment. Mr. Chairman, this is a very sensitive document. But so, Jones' report are in volumes, normally presented. This is not bill or motion. It's Jones' report. I appreciate their work as a committee and want to thank them for what they have done. But if you look at the framework of what they have given us, after the query, mostly is summary. And if I'm going to pass a judgment, because that's what the parliament is expected to do, and I want to commend, I want to thank him. I say it's history, what they have done. We should make a judgment that all of us should go to sleep, that what we have passed, I'm convinced of what I have done. I want to beg that we step down this one, go and study, before we come to do accommodation. There's nothing to rush, sir. That's what I want to make. I want to thank him for a good job for presenting, giving us document to work on. And it's one of my dreams. I wish this is sustained. Because in public accounts working, sir, we don't need EFCC in this country. We don't need many agencies. They are sufficient to guide and help the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Ishaka, please. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Ibrahim Ayokun Ishaka. Without any prejudice and being a witness to the wonderful work that this committee, the Public Accounts, is doing for us in this nation, I want to give a rider to what our leader has just said. I've gone through what I have here, and this is something, some part of it may destroy somebody's career forever. While some, it's like, as if some people are able to be sent to the gallows for this, excuse my language. And it should be very, very important that in good conscience, every one of us here that will say carry, we know that we have said it in good conscience. So I want to appeal. The language to say step down, I'm afraid to say that, but if the chairman of PAC can just give us that opportunity, so that in good conscience, I'm still repeating, whatever we say about those that have even been heavily indicted here, we know that we have satisfied our conscience. If the chairman so pleases. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Julius Sihanvere. You see, in this country, we can use bureaucratic jingoism to prolong the acts from landing where it should land. We can also unwittingly and unknowingly, in the attempt to defend due process, create escape routes for crooks and criminals. Millions of Nigerians are wallowing. You go to the police college, budgets are passed regularly, money released. You are training people who are going to end up, most likely, as contributing to crime. You go to our secondary schools, even our universities, like Honorable Fulata said during the open week of NAS. A university may get 5 billion allocation, but they raise 10 million internally, and they cannot account for 40% of how they spent that money. Yet these are intellectuals too, or top administrators. Our rules are bad, it's not that money is not released at all. So I think Bamidele Salam has done a yeoman's job. He has shown that this committee can work, not just talk, but also bite. He has shown that in this parliament, when we set up committees to work and they devote as much time as he has devoted, results can come out. Yes, we may not have the capacity to prosecute, but I read through some of them. He didn't say these people, they'll be found guilty, that to refund this. The security agencies or the EFCC and others. I think what we should do is approve this thing and refer it immediately to those security agencies that will not go into the nitty-gritty. Otherwise, I can assure you, Mr. Chairman, all the agencies, all of them will escape, nothing will happen. That's what has been going on in this country. Why is it that somebody chairs security and meeting and comes out to become a traditional ruler or a chief or establish a private university? EFCC is recovering whole universities now. An entire university built with stolen funds. That's what's going on. The amounts I'm seeing here scared me. And this government is trying to dig this country out of the pit. And those who put us in that pit, we know them, they're still alive. We should not extend it. This report to me, they've done the first step. Let's follow to the second step. Encourage you to escalate it to the relevant agency. Conclude the job and show Nigerians that, as my governor said, there's a new sheriff in town. Thank you, sir.
You say your governor said what? I didn't hear that part.
rules and business. I thought the only sheriff in town was in Delta State. My action governor, Francis Ejiogana YVS, my name. I represent the entire people of Uwele North, Uwele South, and Udu Federal Constituency. I come from Delta State. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I want to remind us that in the first place, the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation has done an exhaustive job and came out with some of these reports. And these departments, agencies, and their heads had a second window. They had an opportunity to appear before the Public Accounts Committee, which they did. And this report is coming in this fashion. In some climes, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, the Public Accounts Committee have a quasi-judicial powers. This result in some democracies will not even come before Parliament again. It will just be the judgment of court equally. But what we operate in this place is that it comes back to us in the committee of the whole, where we approve or disapprove. I want to appeal, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, that we send a signal out there that the Parliament can not only bark but bite. The public has been asking, what happens to all our probes? What happens to all our inquiries? Let us use this as an example. The Public Accounts Committee have come up with about 8 or so recommendations. Let us approve it for them. And for once, let action be taken. And let Nigerians know that we are working for them and that this country can be better. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, my name is Honorable Tese Ubo, representing Kwando Shango Federal Constituency of Benin State. Mr. Chairman, I just want to also add my voice as a new member in the National Assembly. This is a learning process for us. With so much respect to Right Honorable Wase, whose years of experience and his continuous contribution in the chamber here every single day we're here, staying to this time, it is very commendable, sir. And some of us, we watch and we observe, and that is why we stay here to observe this process. But I want to align myself, sir, with the majority leader and the rules and business. That the work that has been done by this committee, for some of us, I'm not a member of the committee, but I've followed this work for several months now. And I've seen some of the recommendations here, that investigation or more work needs to be done to recover some of the missing funds that has been identified by this committee. I want to add my voice that this report should be allowed to pass. And whatever comes out of it, the ranking member mentioned that this report may affect the jobs of certain people. So be it. So be it if it is found that there's absolute corruption that has taken place, and if this committee have found that there's corruption in the work that has been done over the last couple of months, then it should be allowed to pass and let the country and let the viewing public see that the National Assembly is committed to doing the job for which it is set up to do, and the committee should be encouraged to even do more. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me add my voice in commending the efforts of the Committee on Public Account. Mr. Chairman, esteemed colleagues, I have taken a cursory look at the recommendations made by the committee. And I also know as a Nigerian that some of the recommendations made here are on a positive note to reposition our country. I have found in this report some agencies that even as a layman, if you walk into some of these institutions of government, you will be disappointed because the place is in total rot. It is a time for us as parliamentarians to write our names in gold. In recent times, the National Assembly has been blackmailed, whereas the real people who are plunging Nigerians into very terrible states are the ones that have placed us where we are. This report is very evident. Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to suggest, or it is in my opinion, that we allow this report to go in. But again, we must escalate this report for Nigerians to know the real people who are behind the problems that we suffer in this country as Nigerians. This is very important for us as a parliament. I saw on social media, sir, the institution I attended as a student, law students writing exams on the floor. And it is one of the institutions indicted by the Committee on Public Account. I'm talking about the University of Uyo. So, Your Excellency, the Chairman, it is important that we take this report seriously. If there are supplementals to be done as regards extract maybe from the Auditor General's office, we can admit that letter for purposes of ensuring that this report goes in totality. So let me thank again the Chairman of Public Account Committee for the work well done. This is my opinion, sir, and I rest my case.
Thank you, Chairman, for the opportunity. Agbedi Yejim Frederick is my name. I represent Sagbama Ekolomo Federal Constituency. Zonkeman from Bayelsa State. Mr. Chairman, our colleagues, I have been a member of public accounts since my first journey to the House of Reps in 1992. And it's a critical committee. Mr. Chairman, the Parliament works more through the committee. And that is where the details as to what we consider in the chambers as a report comes from. The details that the committee worked on will never be before these chambers. But the committee that is vested with the responsibility will thoroughly interrogate the issues in a public hearing. And in an audit report, there are processes as carried out by the Auditor General. After all issues of auditing and indictment, they have a situation where the exit audit is conducted on that particular MDA or ministry. The exit audit is intended for the ministry or MDA to clear ambiguities and misgivings. And once all that is concluded, the Public Accounts Committee is to either act on the report or maybe in their magnanimity, just merely hear from the MDA or agency again, so that they may not be going ahead to take a decision without hearing from them. And so double opportunities have been given to the ministries and MDAs to ensure that if there are ambiguities, there are issues that have not been properly cleared, they are cleared. And so here, the committee has presented a report. Our duty is simply to consider the reports and approve them. The essence of this report is not as if one is totally and finally indicted. This document goes to the executive arm for implementation. And that is what the process is all about. And so we are here to approve the report. We can't expect this committee to do a thorough and good work, bring a report to this house, and we slow down their action. It will not be fair to the committee, and I think that the House should move to adopt these recommendations at its way. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let me hear Bajide, then Minority Leader, and then finally Honorable Wase, and then our rule.
Thank you, the Chairman. I thank you for yielding the floor to me. I want to say categorically, the Chairman of Public Account is doing an excellent job on behalf of this House. Permit me to also say that the committee is an extension of this House. They act on our behalf. Same way, all committees. Perhaps, Chairman, I do not want us to dent the integrity of this committee. neither should we water down the excellent job that Honorable Bamidele Salam is doing. The man,
But I want to guide.
Thank you,
I don't think what he said was that we should not.
I'm not referring to the leader, sir.
Because the conversation is centered around the proposition of the former deputy speaker who said we need to read more. He didn't say we should not approve.
No,
he said we should read it again before we finally approve. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, Excellency, sir, I'm not questioning the integrity of my leader. He knows I hold him high esteem. It's not all about that. I'm just talking about the general mood and the general perception that will create if we do not work to pass this today. Because generally, they have done a thorough, I'm a member of that committee. They've brought these people in, given them a duty of care to interrogate, to look into all their books. I can't even imagine the words to use to express what a wonderful job they have done. Mr. Chair, excellent colleagues, I plead with you in the name of integrity to please allow this to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Kabiru, sit on this. You have something to say?
Sir, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kabiru Ahmadu Palace is my name. I represent Gusosa Federal Constituency and from Zamfara State. Mr. Chairman, I'm a member of this committee, and I know how many months we have spent trying to come up with this document, Mr. Speaker. Each state have a representation in this committee, Mr. Speaker. Virtually, some states have 2 or 3 members there. Mr. Speaker, if you extend our time of passing these reports, we are going to recess. We are running out of the year. Election is approaching. And this is the first report. We're supposed to submit 3 or 4 of this report before we run out from this 10th assembly, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I'm appealing that this House should consider this report, consider the members that are in this committee, the tedious work that we have done to come up with this report. If we do not pass this report today, Mr. Speaker, virtually we are aiming for another 3 or 4 or 5 months coming before we first this first one. Then what about the second one, the third one? That means, Mr. Speaker, indirectly, the morals of the committee is going to be killed virtually. But and maybe next time a chairman calls meeting for this kind of work, many of us will not appear, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, also if you give, no matter how much time you give, many of the members, Mr. Speaker, with due respect, they don't have time to go through this document page by page, page by page. That's why the members of the committee sat down and do this work, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. This is my opinion.
Thank you. Let me hear from you, Minority Leader. I will hear from Honorable. Honorable Yaka, you've spoken. I don't know what you want to say again, so I will not. Of course. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to join others to commend the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. That's a committee I headed in the 8th Assembly. So I understand the tax and the rigors they would have gone through to present this report before us. To also underscore the importance of this report, since the inception of democratic rule, it is only once in the 8th Assembly that the Parliament has presented and considered the report of the Public Accounts Committee. We're enjoying it for the second time. And when we meet our colleagues from other countries, it is a big minus on us as a nation. So we should see the assignment before us as a very serious one, and one that will promote this 10th Assembly. We can beat our chest to say the 10th Assembly considered the report of public accounts and passed that report. It will be the second in the history of our democracy. So I want to plead with us to look at this document. Yes, because of the implication of some of the recommendations, they are not things that we should also do in a hurry. But I will pray that even if we have to start, we start the consideration today. If we don't conclude it, we can still go back and look at this document again. But we do not have all the facts before us. The committee had the facts. They are in a better position to assess them. And so the best we can do is to look at recommendations, and then if there are corrections, spelling errors, and all that. But for us to alter the recommendations because we do not have the facts might be difficult. If they say we uphold the query, we cannot sit here as a parliament of the whole without the facts to do otherwise. So please, I will plead that we at least lay strong importance to this report and as much as possible commence the consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Leader, just 1 minute.
Less than self. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I think the essence of deliberations like this is what my honorable colleagues have all articulated. By this, personally, because I raised some issues, and I've taken time, even as we were talking. So I'm persuaded to say before you, Mr. Chairman, that please let's go ahead with this report. I'm now persuaded, yes, that it is what that warrants consideration. Thank you very much.
That's what you said before. All right. Let us hear from Honorable Watson. Then the final right of reply will be with the chairman of the committee.
Mr. Chairman, sir,
this is how Parliament works. We debate, we argue.
Idris, representing Wasai Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, when I was campaigning to be Speaker, colleagues could bear me. I said one of the areas I wanted done is to ensure popular accounts report is considered. I have never been part of those who support the rot in our institutions. My integrity is not to question. Before even coming here, I approached the chairman before we came to this position. This is the report. We are just seeing it for the first time. Can we read this thing today and have it tomorrow? Never said, step it down. And I have a conscience. If you give me a document, yes, I want the right thing to be done as much as possible. But I should just sit down here. I've also been member of public accounts, and I know the rigorous and the intensity of the work there. If you look at the summary of what is given as a report, I can give you comparative analysis. Maybe if you allow me, I can go to my archives and give you another report. If you are giving a report, you have to state, for instance, if you say you are clearing somebody, what are the reasons you are clearing a person? Documents cited, what are the documents that are given? I need to see, so that, yes, we are human. It's not that when you present me a report, I should just take it 100% who can have every confidence in. I work with you even in the campaign. I know the kind of conversation we have had. Mr. Chairman, sir, respected colleagues, never in the history, if we are truly going to do a work that is going to be thorough, nothing bad to say tomorrow we'll come back and consider this report.
Thank you. Final right of replies because time is fast spent.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Bamidele Salam, at the north and the south, the already before constituency of state. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for this very great opportunity and the allowance you have given for a very robust debate on this matter. Because after the two leaders, the majority and the minority leader spoke, it captured the essence of what I would have loved to say. But I just feel that having this opportunity, I should also give one or two insights. The first one, the insight given by the minority leader. Mr. Chairman, Nigeria is a member of the West African Public Account Committees. Nigeria is also a member of the African Organization of Public Account Committees, AFOPAC. The WAPAC has its headquarters in Ghana, AFOPAC in Kenya. Most of these countries, so many years ago, looked up to Nigeria for guidance on so many issues of governance. Unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, today, whenever we appear in this international fora, we do not have the privilege or the benefit of rising with our shoulders high. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, we are talking about 2019 report. I don't know whether we have paid attention to that. 2019-2020 report. We have not even come to 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. As we speak, Nairobi, Kenya is in 2023 report. Most of the countries in West Africa are considering 2024 report as we speak. We are still talking about 2029, 2020 report. And Mr. Chairman, we have to look at the implication of non-consideration of report of the Public Account Committee, even on the morale of those who did the fundamental work, starting with the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. The Auditor General for the Federation's office is an office that is responsible only to the Parliament. That office is not responsible to the executive, not responsible to the judiciary, only to the Parliament. And we have men and women there who work day and night, going to over 1,000 agencies to carry out audit exercise that goes to no effect. And then it comes to the Public Account Committee, your own committee. And like somebody has said, at a sitting, an average sitting of the Public Account Committee, we can have up to 40, 45 members in attendance. That is the trust you have given unto us, that we will do the right thing to everyone that has come, interrogate the document and look at all the issues and be very fair and balanced in the report we're going to give. And I believe that, like we said, the committee is an extension of the House, because the House cannot go into the nitty-gritty of a lot of issues. That is why the Constitution allows the House to create committees, and especially a committee created by the Nigerian Constitution. Mr. Chairman, I want to plead passionately that we please consider this report, because a further postponement of the consideration will send out a wrong signals that there are responsibilities entrusted on us by the Constitution of Nigeria, which we are, one way or the other, trying to shy away from. That is my plea, Mr. Chairman. I thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, I want to, excuse me, I want to, please turn off your mic. First of all, I want to thank you for the good job you are doing. The truth must be told that you are one of our best. You are not a member of our party. I belong to another. You belong to another party. So it's not about, speaking in support. It's about you doing the job well. To be honest, you've raised the bar. A lot of professionalism, your documentation process. We follow up, we monitor what you do. And it's above standard, to be honest, it's above standard. And the speed with which you have done this job is also commendable. And the effort and the time you have put in there, it's a lot of job done. I will put a question. Those who support that this document be considered today, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Most distinguished colleagues, before we vote on the bills, let me give you key highlights of the report. That written and oral submissions of 60 MDAs out of 74 MDAs were considered. 2 Benin Republic-based firms are owing electricity bill to our country to the tune of 25 billion naira. 29 MDAs are to return 10.4 billion naira to the government coffers. 7 government vehicles were taken away. 4 heads of MDAs upon their exit from office and are yet to be returned. Absolute disregard for approval threshold on non-personnel advances. Abandoned project observed in Nigeria Embassy in Sao Tome and Principe after spending 245 million in 2011. The project is at foundation level up till now. Absolute disregard for government circular on public finance management. These are some of the few highlights about this report. And there are recommendations for the 2019 that ended in 31st December 2019, there are 10 recommendations. And this you may find, as he rightly pointed us, to page 63 of the report. And he broke it under several ministries, different ministries. So you have Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Correctional Services, Nigerian Export Processing Zone, Kwali Area Council, Nigerian Customs Service, Rural Electrification Agency, Plenary Council, Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited, Nigerian Security Printing. And so the question is that recommendation 1 to 10 of this report be made part of these particular report. What did you say? You know, we have 2019 and we have 2020. Yeah. So we are coming to that. So the question is that recommendation 1 on 2019. Recommendation 1, yeah?
That's page 7.
No, on 2019. I'm working with page 63. 2019.
2019, sir.
On general recommendation.
Yes, sir. That's
Page,
this
page 63. Page 63. That is what is before me. Okay, is it where you have the foreign ministry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can go.
Okay, that's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The first query is denial of access to bank account records of the embassy. And then from the recommendation, the committee cleared the query, warning that should this be repeated, the head of the mission will be sanctioned. That's the recommendation. But I want to suggest that...
Which page is it? Just know what I have here. Which document did you give to me? The document I have here is 63. Which 23? Can you go to general recommendation? That's what we are using. General recommendation. Yes.
Page 7 that is referring to are also recommendations that are done, because there are summary of audit query, you have summary of committee's funding, and then you have committee's recommendation. And that's why it's also good to take them, sir.
No, if we approach it that way, I think it's better to go to general recommendation. Chairman of committee, what should we work with? General recommendation?
General recommendation, sir.
Yes,
general recommendation,
yeah, because it's a summary.
Sorry, sir.
General recommendation is a summary of all
It's a summary of all, but in this case now, sir, I am in this page, and I want to beg for, let me explain, sir. You see, there's refusal number 2 here, the refusal of the retirement after 35 years. Here, what they have done is that it is the president that approved. But when there is a circular, and there's procedure, and then we find flaw, we should be able to make a recommendation, because it may not be captured there. That's why we need to consider this one, sir.
I don't understand. Maybe, yes, Chairman, can you explain?
Hi.
I don't understand what my leader is talking about, but I'm saying that the recommendations contained from page 63 of the 2029 report are a summary of the recommendations presented for consideration of the House. Because if we go into each and every one of those issues, it will be like starting over the trial de novo, the consideration of the audit report all over again, and that will mess up the fact that you had a committee that you are saddled with that responsibility. That's what it will mean. But the general recommendations have taken into consideration the issues raised by the Auditor General and proposed specific recommendations for the consideration of the House. So those are the recommendations from page 63 of the 2019 report. Those are the ones that we are submitting for plenary consideration, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Wassel.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to remind my brother that their work is constitutional and that it's not absolute. That is why when they finish, when they delegated the report, Leslie's report is for the Parliament constitution. They have been delegated this one by the House to do their work. As they do their work, they are supposed to return to the Parliament, and Parliament is supposed to consider their work. That is the procedure, sir.
But what we are considering is what appears on their recommendation, not in the body of their work. When it comes to reports, we don't look at the body of the work. If we do, it is just to help us know how they arrive at the decision, which they arrive at the recommendation level, is to guide. The body of the report is to provide a guide, while the recommendation is the analysis, it is summary, the compilation of the work they have done so far. Just like in law, before you give judgment, there are facts, there are evidence, there are statutory provisions, there are case law. The judge whose work is to combine all of them and arrive at a principle of law that governs those facts in issue and law and apply the law to them and arrive at a judgment. So you don't just go looking at each and every element of those pieces of evidence again at the point of judgment, looking at every piece of legislation during the part of judgment. You look at the reasons behind the judgment and look at how they came about that. I think that is what we should be focusing on. Yes, let me hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for obliging me. First, let me say that in the 8th Assembly, what we considered was clause-by-clause recommendation, and we considered almost 950 clauses.
Clause-by-clause recommendation, yes, not the general recommendation.
No, sir. And besides that, you know that I won't say that this is a conviction, but it's quasi-conviction because the Public Accounts Committee is seen as a quasi-court. And if you have indicted somebody and you made recommendation on that indictment, that recommendation becomes a recommendation of Parliament. It is necessary that we agree that Mr. A is indicted. And then what you have in page 63 is a summary of the entire report. Even in the column here that the committee gave to us, that's the committee's recommendation. Who are they recommending to? It's the entire House. It is for us now to say, yes, we agree. And what I wanted to do was just to make a correction on the recommendation.
Let me ask you a question. What is the strength of the general recommendation?
The strength of the general
when you have those little recommendations from the pages, and then you have a summarized recommendation, you must, maybe you did it in 8th Assembly, excuse me, maybe in 8th Assembly you acted in that approach. But if you have, there's no procedure written where? Which law?
No, sir.
Which rule?
Now,
but which rule says that you have to go outside the recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, let me give you an example again.
Yes.
Now, the general recommendation says Ministry of Foreign Affairs should recover and refund the following amount of money to the Treasury, 124.217. Now, if you come to the specific, there are some that are cleared. Those ones that are cleared are not part of this sum. And so,
does it have to be?
Yes, sir. No, it doesn't have to be. But what I'm saying is that the Parliament should agree with the committee that those persons are cleared. And you also know that committees do not take this kind of decision on behalf of Parliament, and that's why the report comes to us. So if they say A was queried for XYZ Naira, and we have looked at the facts, and we say A is clear of that allegation, we should affirm to that, to say we agree with our committee, A is cleared. And then they say B is indicted, C is indicted, D is indicted. The total sum of the indictment is 50 million. It is the summary of that 50 million that you are asking us to now adopt, forgetting about the other recommendations that they have made. But I think it won't take us much. We need to take it clause by clause and agree with them. The issues that I have looked at are just mere clerical issues, like, I'll give you an example. This recommendation which says this is cleared of the query, warning that it should not be repeated. The head of the mission will be sanctioned. I just said delete that aspect, cleared of the query. We don't expect that it should be repeated again, as to begin to add that warning. So I will pray, even with the chairman has done a lot of work. The committee has gone through this stress, but let the parliament...
Minority Leader, please let me hear from Abedi.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Agbedi Yejemne Frederick is my name. I represent Sabama Kremo Federal Constituency. It's Uncle from Bayelsa State. Chairman, sir, this is a report before us. This is not a bill. And in considering report, you go to the recommendations of that report, because the entire House, other than the committee, will not sit over the issue. And so for every committee that sits on a mandate of this House is intended to bring a report. And the report will have recommendations. And the House considers the recommendations. If there are corrections to be made, yes, members can identify those corrections and propose them. And so here, we are not going back to any issue that was cleared at the committee level has been cleared. It is not before this House to whether to clear or to clear. It is not before this House. It's only the final recommendations of the committee that this House is supposed to deal with. And so all these semantics that we are bringing in is merely to delay this process that we all know. Mr. Speaker, let me also say that if we are considering a bill, here we dealt with an issue. Which were the issues retained? If you say retained and you are saying repealed, which are the items that were repealed? So if you put them side by side with the issues that are retained, we will know that these were the ones repealed, and you take them off. Here we are talking about report, and this is not the first report we have considered in this House. Over the lives of several sessions of these assemblies, we have considered report, and we go to the recommendations of the committee. No other person in this House can make recommendations other than the committee, Mr. Chairman. So please, kindly help us save our day so that we can go and do other things. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my honorable colleagues. Mr. Chairman, I think there is need to consider the experienced legislators in our mix. They have spoken, they debated over this issue, and like what my colleague was saying, this is not a pure report. It's a report that we are allowed to be considered, and it has a national issue on it. My advice, Mr. Chairman, was due respect to the chairman and his committee members. They have done a thorough job. They have tried their best. I think this report should be kept aside to allow the leadership of the House to go through it and take it back. Excuse me, I have the floor. I have the floor. But we cannot be debating on one issue. We cannot be debating on one issue. Excuse me. Minority leader, former deputy speaker, our leader, and most of them, they are against this action that we are trying to take.
Who is against? The leader is against?
I see what I'm saying.
You are against the consideration?
Mr. Chairman,
are you against the consideration?
Experience matters. Yes.
I'm saying, are you against the consideration of, because we voted, are you against the consideration?
No, not against the consideration, but the method is
Isiaka, are you against the consideration?
So if nobody is against it, we should go ahead.
I'm not sure anyone has...
No, excuse me, Mr. Siaka. No, excuse me. Mr. Chairman, I say I still have the floor. No, excuse me, KB. We are trying to save time. Now it's after 3. We keep on nagging on one issue. That's what I'm saying. If we are to consider, we should go ahead and do it and close the chapter. Otherwise, then we keep it aside. It's left for the leadership.
Marky, let me guide you a bit. Let me guide you.
Thank you.
We have voted. We have asked a question and voted. And all of you voted to consider it. Good. Now we are considering it. The general rule when you are doing a report is that you go to the recommendation page. All the reports you have done in your committee, it was your recommendation that was considered, yes or no? Everybody chairing the committee here, we went to your recommendation page and we voted on your recommendation page. So, if we are about changing that rule, you let us know. So, we have to proceed on the general recommendation. Marky, can you sit down, please? Recommendation 1. Recommendation 2. Recommendation 3. Recommendation 4. Recommendation 5. Recommendation 6. Recommendation 7. Recommendation 8. Recommendation 9. Recommendation 10. For 2020 reports, there are also 10 recommendations. The page on general recommendation you will find on 274. 274. And there are 10 recommendations. We are going to do this consideration agency by agency. Agency by agency, because they did not do it numerically. Under general recommendation, Ministry of Petroleum Resources carried. Ministry of Petroleum Resources carried. Cross River Basin Authority carried. Recommendation on National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion carried. Federal Government Gears College, Miringi, Bayelsa carried. Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy carried. Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria carried. National Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation carried. Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company carried. National Film and Video Censor Board carried. Police Service Commission carried. Police Service Commission carried. Maki. Police Service Commission carried. Nigerian Office for Trade Negotiation carried. Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Enugu carried. University of Ilorin Kwara carried. Federal University of Technology Mina carried. Nnamdi Azikiwe University Oka carried. Federal Medical Center Bida carried. Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital carried. Federal Teaching Hospital carried. Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital carried. Department of Information and Communication, Force Headquarters carried. Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment carried. Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development carried. University of Rio carried. Please, leader, move that the House revert to plenary to report progress.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for your labor of love for Nigeria. I rise to move that the House do resolve to plenary and the chairman functioning as speaker to give progress report to the House.
Minority leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House revert to plenary to report progress. To the chairman's reports from the Committee of the Whole that the committee considered a report on the bill for now to domesticate new partnership for Nigeria, for Africa's development framework and establish African Union Development Agency and to give effect to its provisions in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 26, the schedules and the long title of the bill. The chairman reports that the House in Committee of the Whole considered a report on the bill for an act to repeal the Export Prohibition Act, Cap E22, Law of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and related matters, and step down consideration of the report for further legislative action. The House also reports that in the Committee of the Whole, it considered a report of the committee on the public account and annual reports of the Auditor General of the Federation of Nigeria for December 31st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020, Part 1, non-compliance and internal control weakness issues in MDAs and approved recommendations therein, pursuant to Order 20, Rule 2, Sub 2, Paragraph I of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, and approved recommendations 1 to 10 of the 2019 report and approved the recommendations of the 2020 report. Leader, please move that the House do adopt the recommendation, the report of the Committee of the Whole as a working instrument of the Parliament.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do adopt the report as presented by Mr. Speaker from Committee of the Whole as working documents of this House. I so move.
Thank you. Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that we do adopt our report. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The report is hereby adopted as a working instrument of the Parliament. Leader, please move that the House do a joint sitting till tomorrow same time. Before that, Leader, I have some announcement to make. Please wait. Please wait. This announcement is from Committee on Sports. We are announcing that the House Committee on Sports invite members of the House of Representatives to flag off of distribution of sports equipment in leadership of the House of Representatives, members of Committee on Sports to promote grassroots sports development in Nigeria. This will happen on 23rd, tomorrow, July 2025. Time is 3 p.m. Multipurpose Hall, New Library, National Assembly. This announcement is from Kabiru Amadu, My Palace. My Palace, I will advise that you repeat this announcement again tomorrow when the House is full. This announcement is coming from Honorable Pondi Julius. You are invited to the inauguration of their committee, which is South-South Development Commission. It is taking place today. 3 p.m. is supposed to have started, except for this. Conference room is 028, and I'll be there myself. So see you there. I wish to notify the House of the demise of Honorable Simon Aondona. It is with profound sadness that I write to inform you of the passing of Honorable Simon, a former member of the House of Representatives for Gwe, East Gwe West Federal Constituency. Between 2023 and 2024, Honorable Simon served the nation with dedication and commitment. Prince Simon Andodowa died 13 July 2025 and will be buried on Saturday. Clerk, please represent this announcement tomorrow when the House is full so that we can give him the due respect. Treat this announcement as having not been made. Present it tomorrow when the House is full so that we can give our colleague the sufficient respect that he needs. Conferees for the Rivers State Budget. Honorable Isiaka Ibrahim, Honorable Wase Ahmed, Honorable Okwanta, Honorable Taba, Honorable Omo. It's also important to mention that Southwest also will be there for inauguration and North Central will be there for inauguration. Leader, please, the floor is yours. Move for adjournment till tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thank you, very able Speaker. And as always, we appreciate your love and concern for our very dear country. I was actually getting very tired. I thought it was my age. But when we got to the Public Accounts Committee's work, my energy came back. So there's a way work can give you energy to work for Nigeria. I don't mind if we want to stay for another hour. I'm ready at this stage. So, I've seen some of the clerks here. I rise to move that the House to adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same venue. In the meantime, see no evil, speak no evil, do no evil. May God remain with you all. And be guided, properly guided.
Yeah, before the minority leader second, let me mention that I will be signing the condolence register for Mr. Former President with some members of the principal officers in front of this House, a symbolic signing of the register by the Parliament as organized by the House. So all of you are invited to also, are we signing here? Oh, here in front here. Oh, okay, okay. Minority Leader, please second.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I second the motion for adjournment. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow, same time, same place.